this is annoying. What's up? Oh boy. No, just returning to the Gong Show. Same shit, different day. I got myself Mountain Dew, so I'm a little bit more energetic now. And I believe... see if the VPN helps me get onto the... I changed my location to New York. See if I... maybe I should put on some clickbait. This is always good clickbait. And then we gotta go here. Stickers. Santos 2024. Santos for president. There we go. How's that for clickbait? I'm gonna take some allergy medication. My nose is driving me absolutely bonkers right now. I'll be right back. Right? It always does. What was I doing? I got up and I smashed my knee so bad. That hurt. I gotta extend my knee out now. Ow. That hurt like crazy. It is so staticky right now, and my dog is shedding. I have dog hair all over me. Oh. I know what the problem is. I need my magical powers back. See? Got my magical powers. Alright. What are people up to? Oh, man. Oh. Let's see how this is. It's not bad. A little vinegary. A little bit too vinegary for my liking. Oh well. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know if I like it. Rosé. Yeah. Trying to find a cheap rosé that's good. I don't think that one's it. Who knows? Maybe it might start tasting better. I only took one sip, so. Oh boy. Anybody want to come up? I'm bored. Spit in the I'm good. I just had a banana. That would be disgusting. Thanks for the likes. Getting them up there. Alright. Oh. Beginning of the stream is always so awkward. Then eventually it's not so awkward once. I feel like once you get like 20 viewers, the awkward level goes down. Generally. I mean, I used to be happy with 5 though, so I guess I'm just spoiled. I think I'm just spoiled. Should be happy with 5. I am happy with 5. How's everybody doing? I feel like I'm missing something. Oh well. See what invite this guy for no apparent reason. I just feel like inviting him. I feel like he's not going to though. Alright, whatever. What's up, Ross? Rastafarian? I didn't notice that your name was Rastafarian until like Gio was saying it. I'm like, well. So you're a Smith fan. I'm a Smith fan? That's Rachel Notley saying there, bud. That's what that is. No, that's just clickbait. I don't actually like Santos. Well, I mean, I think that he's kind of awesome because he did just like con his way to the top of the, not the top, but you know, he freaking conned his way into the Republican Party. I think that that's pretty cool. I think that makes him qualify for president. Oh no. This is just I don't know what to call it, to be honest. Me trying to clickbait Americans, I guess. That's probably what I would call it. I agree. I think that went really well. I say Mark Cuban should go for president next. You know, like a real billionaire. Oh boy. I think my favorite like interview with Stephen Colbert was he had Mark Cuban on, and he was like, "So is Trump a real billionaire?" And Mark Cuban's like, "Well, he says he's a billionaire, so you know, well, say he's a billionaire." Oh, it was great. Watching all media from there now makes me feel crazy to Trump. I mean, America's always been like a cesspool of shitty news. Not a lot has changed. Thank you for the likes. I think he's got it in him. He could probably do better than Brandon. But I mean, that's like the opposite party, so. Young and stupid. Oh my god. Or you just. Thank you for the rose there, Megan. Okay. I'm not even going to explain it to the first gen blazer. First gen blazers are pretty sick, actually, though. Santos, really? Yeah, what's wrong with Santos? He did a very good job at conning his way to the top, and I think that that's a good trait for a U.S. president. How else are you supposed to become president? He's got name recognition now. Why wouldn't he? It's the only thing that would make sense at this point. Like, I mean, 2028 is it's approaching. It's a shame that he got kicked out of office so late into the election. He could have actually been probably doing really well in the polls right now. Why, thank you. I'm bored. There. How's everybody doing? I'm like, I need to start some shit. Oh, I got an idea. One sec. And then what up, dude? Spaghetti. I think that George Santos has a lot of potential. In the run in 2028. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I need like a co-host or something right now. I'm bored. There's like an awkward silence. I wish I could get like a stream key and like watch a video. That'd be nice. Wait.
We need to get access to these tunnels.
There's a debate with Alex Jones, bro. I just seen that.
Live or
6 days ago. 1 million views on it, and it's on YouTube.
Is it one with Destiny?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's seen clips of that.
That looks fun.
Doesn't it?
You imagine interviewing Alex Jones? Or debating it?
From the clips I saw, it was kind of scattered.
Oh, it's Alex Jones, man. You gotta follow his He'll. It's like trying to talk to Transplender.
It would tend to be. It would.
You probably didn't see that, hey?
Which the debate with Transblender? No, I saw Transblender with you this morning.
Oh, okay. That was awkward.
And then he tried to do like a quad box battle with you.
Yeah, I was getting the hell out of there. I'm like, I'm not doing none of that. I seen
Yeah, he's kind of mean to some of those people when he gets in those battles. Little
uh
racist sometimes.
a little bit, yeah, just a tad. I would say just like probably
It's a
like if
tad bit of racism.
yeah, if you were to like put it on like a scale of like this, it would probably be like I don't know, 6 feet tall.
Yeah, if there was a line, I don't know if I could put where he is in my box. My box is probably too small for that.
Or if this was the size of the universe, this is the like this is about how yep, scale.
I have to give it to him though. He's pretty good at his little Gish Gallop skill there. Apparently, he
He,
practiced it in his car for quite some time.
he's pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, he came on here and he was pretty normal. Like normal. I mean like he wasn't like Gish Gallopy.
Yeah, I was actually quite surprised about that. I thought he would have leaned into you a little bit harder, but he seemed to take it a little easy on.
Yeah, I mean I can follow his Gish Gallop though. This morning I was like kind of warm up, you know? It's like, what's up, Splendor?
I just found it funny how he's like he first self his like relationship and knowing what works and what's the best, but yeah, he's only had I think like one partner forever. So it's not really like he's not very high in the skill department. I mean, he can maintain a relationship. I'll give him that much, but it doesn't necessarily give you an insight as to what works best with the female population.
He's like the. I feel bad saying it, but um, I'm gonna say it. He's like the Wish version of Steven Crowder,
I've
minus
never
the
really watched Steven Crowder. That's a table guy, though, right?
minus like the uh being an asshole to his pregnant wife shit. Minus that.
Yeah, that was. I did see that actually. The like camera footage, the ring camera or whatever. And
I don't want to go either. Has one car. Dude's like turning down $100 million deal. Oh, well, allegedly turning down $100 million deal with Daily Wire. He only has one car. That is a red flag.
cash though, or was it like one of those things where sure we'll give you like 1,000 shares in our company, and then that's really like the 99 million of the dollars.
No, dude, they got oil money, dude. They're like sponsored by BP, allegedly, not
But it's paying.
actually.
Hey,
But
Pat King, how you doing? You have Pat King
what
in
are
the
you
chat, by
saying?
the way.
No, I don't.
Yes, you
Who's
do.
Pat?
Pat King just joined.
Who's Pat
I'm
King?
not kidding.
Matt.
It's the real Pat King official. It's his. I'm not kidding. It's his new
Does he
TikTok account.
actually?
I'll look it
He
up.
has TikTok now. Hmm.
Apparently, I haven't fully looked into it, but somebody shared me a link to it earlier. I need
That'd
to
be sweet to
investigate.
go live with Pat King. I literally know nothing.
Is there a try to again? Buddy, that hug you must have given me so bad. Isn't that breaking?
Dude, your voice is like tripping out right now.
Is it? Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think I have anything else running out here.
that's Transplender. Oh man, you're just like get me not on the FYP with your. Like we're having like good conversation, but word on. Give it like 2 more minutes now that you took it down.
There we go.
Can we not?
This will
Can we
bring the
put
people.
something?
This
Can
gets
we
the
put
people
something?
going.
Can we put something? Okay, I guess he's trending. I guess we can do that.
Exactly. People scroll by, see this, and like, what the fuck are they talking about? Click on in. I mean, I could make it worse and have a
Did
picture
you
of
ever
him and
see?
have like something like this man did nothing wrong underneath it or something.
Did you ever see this guy with the baby? He was just
It's
walking
the
around with someone's
baby.
baby, and they're like, "Is that your baby?" And he's like, "Not yet," and just like left. It was creepy as fuck.
No, I haven't seen too much about Santos. I've only heard his name, really. I've seen a couple pictures that were a little weird. He seems very. I don't know what word to use. I'm going to use the word thinking.
Yeah, he's good clickbait right now.
I'm going to investigate this camp quickly.
And then we
Real
got that as
packing of the
clickbait, which
so
is like, that's just bad. We can't. We should probably change that because I don't think the viewers are going up with it. So I think we gotta. Nope. Oh, the viewers are going up.
Okay.
Maybe we could keep it. We'll see. We'll see. No, it's we
You
could
know,
change it.
this man, he's great at building tunnels, I hear. Maybe we should have elected him to some position, like official tunnel building expert. He could have helped out, what is it? Oh, wait, no, this is Epstein. What am I talking about? He could have helped on Elon building his Hyperloop because he's so good at tunnel. But I don't know if you want tunnels that are filled with children. I don't think that's a good place to be sticking a monorail in.
Yeah, we gotta change it, dude. It went up to 15.
Okay, I'll change it. 1 sec.
Oh yeah, Fancy Pants, you can do it so much better. I'm just kidding.
LGBT entertainment.
It would be fun having Fancy Pants up here.
I mean, I have this small child in the room, so I can't really go too crazy.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. Okay, dude.
Maybe people come in for the ham. No, not that. I'm trying to get
fucking ham. Holy. Was that Ben Shapiro's voice?
Ben Shapiro loves the ham. I love ham. It's very kosher. Kosher ham is great.
What the fuck? Stop. Please stop. Okay. Okay, now what? Should I
Yeah, hold on.
This is what we should do.
It is his account.
We should put Chris Barber here and we should put Josh there and then we should battle. We'll get Chris Barber in here and I'll make all the Chris Barber money. I'm just kidding. I won't make anything because like I'm not supporting you.
Well, you need to go friend the real Cat King official, and then maybe you can get him on your live and talk to you. You have an opportunity here, Pat. Pat King wants to show what the real Ottawa Conclave is like.
I mean, that's the real Pat King.
Well,
you would be one to like lie to me about that. You're beyond bored. Later. Peace out. I am beyond bored also. You just duetted him. Who'd you just duet? Oh, Pat King. Oh, he's actually back. Oh yeah, we should get Pat King on here. You're
wait, now you're gonna believe somebody else telling you, and you don't believe me. I see how this goes.
I mean, if she duetted him, and it's like that would show like that it's actually like We'll see. Wow, nice guy. Why? Because I just don't believe everything I see on the internet or hear on the internet. Especially on my own TikTok live. I tell people all the time, anything you hear on here, don't believe. This is all for entertainment purposes. Oh yeah, Schmitty's. Yeah, I got Mountain Dew, so I'm like ready to go.
This is the Real Pat King official video, official page for fundraising purposes
This
only.
is the Real Pat King official video, official page for fundraising purposes only. Let's get this count up to 1,000 followers real soon, real fast. It's time to let TikTok know who the real. Hey, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, he's got 391 followers.
This is the Real Pat King, really is.
We gotta get him to 1,000 people. Let's
This is what I'm saying. Slide into his DMs quickly and tell him that you can get him up there.
Oh yeah, he could just come in here.
Exactly. Get him into the live and just say, like, if you come in the live, we can get you followers. You'll get traction. You'll get the 1,000 you want. It's a perfect opportunity. You got to get in on the ground floor.
Dude, I mean, it's probably a perfect day for it because I'm not really feeling TikTok today. I'm just like, blah. So, I mean, I probably won't be like, okay. So is he going to show up or what? Why am I sliding into his
Wait,
DMs?
literally already showed up in here once. Because you're going to slide in his DMs and be like, hey, I got an offer for you.
Nah,
you need
dude,
to get to 1,000. I got an audience. We can get you up there, Pat.
Nah, dude. If he shows up, he can join. Somebody else tell him.
Yeah, Patty.
Dude, I can't believe he's back on TikTok. That's sick as fuck. All right.
He was never actually on TikTok in the first place.
He was never on TikTok?
From my understanding, he wasn't.
I have no clue what I'm looking at right now.
He doesn't want TikTok scientists in here. Well, good for him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can leave. Right?
I'll leave if Patty Boy shows up. I don't think he has the balls to do it, though. I think he's too weak.
Dude, I'm pretty sure he doesn't really.
You hear that, Pat? You hear me? You're too weak to come in the box ties if you can't handle it.
Stop it. You're just. See, this is what I mean. I'm like not in the mood for TikTok today, so it's probably a good day for me to talk to Pat King.
I mean, I could switch to his voice too. Maybe that would help.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, okay.
Oh boy, that would be intense. Mostly just because I don't really know much. I just like seeing like a few videos here and there.
The stairs and the change and the cling clang that he said in a different way.
Follow him? I don't know if I followed him. Oh, the Real Pat King. Okay, I'm following him. And then it's funny how okay. So Okay. We're just not. We don't need to talk about that.
Is Pat King cock you up the size of his trunk?
Dude. Bring Carl back. I think Carl had enough of me today. He was.
Bichette handled the challenging his beliefs.
Yeah, I didn't really do it. I just played music and then he left. It was like a nice little transition to. I'm sick of talking about COVID. Like, I'm actually sick of it.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying and tiring.
Thank you for the gifts. He just like disappeared. Thank you, Atomic Bob. Where? Okay, so we gotta be like, oh my god.
Operation Pat Attack. Hurrah. He's getting the viewers up though. Look at that. There we go.
Oh yeah. Cool. That's good work. Good work. That's what we needed. After like 30, it's not so awkward.
Listen, ask with the Freedom Convoy token. Where's the money, Pat? How come he didn't understand crypto when he promoted the crypto?
Actually, you know what? Yeah, no, we should totally get Pat on here because then we can break my next record and we'll break the record of we'll break the numbers of what Chris Barber had on his live. Yeah. And we can be like, yeah, Chris Barber, you're not king shit. You're not the
And
real
Pat King just himself, we can make him number one.
You're not the real Pat King. Everybody's telling me like, oh yeah, Chris Barber, he's too good for you. I'm like, dude, he's not even the cool one. Pat King is the cool one. Everybody knows that.
But look at how popular you made Reverend Kevin.
And I actually had good advice for Pat King. Okay? So when he came back, he basically was like, yeah, guys, I can do fundraising events. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Why'd you tell people? Because he could have just like played like done like private talking events and not told anyone and then be like, I'm a criminal, guys, but he's not actually a criminal. He could have capitalized on that. Doing like 100,000 little underground speeches and just conning his way through.
King's really got to get in on this grifting circuit. He could learn a thing from what's his face over there, Chris Barber.
Me? Or Santos. I feel like he could learn from Santos.
No, Pat King could. Pat King needs to learn.
Santos is like an inspiration to like the grifters, you know? You can become a part.
And Chris Sky though is a pretty good grifter.
United States government and hold a high position, powerful position, and just con your way to the top. But not the top because it's the U.S. government. But then we also have Kavanaugh. I don't know how the fuck he kind of proves the point. Okay, anyways.
American politics is a very funny thing. I don't know how these people get in these positions with just how weird they seem.
Dude, I love American politics. It's so funny. And I don't know. American politics is very entertaining. It's better than here where everybody's just like, oh, COVID. And I'm like, oh, yeah, COVID again. I want to ask him about his RV.
King's RV?
We'll buy Pat King's RV. and then we'll just like drive it off a cliff.
Imagine the smell of that thing.
We could renovate it. Hello. What do you think that thing would be worth? Probably like, I'd say probably like
$350.
$250,000 at least, right? That thing's. I bet. You know, because like Chris Barber's truck is like worth $500,000 now.
Yeah, he wishes if he get the thing running. Did he just like swap an engine out of like some grungy old shit brown colored thing?
And like, there's like this thick of dust. like what he's doing right there. That's like the amount of dust on on that truck. And then there's probably just rat nests like inside the engine, so there's a possibility that when he drives it might catch on fire.
We need to get Matt Vet in here. Maybe that would help.
But then he was saying like Travis was saying like, oh, Chris Barber's got mouse proofing. I'm like, does he get it done every 6 months? Because with that amount of dust, I think the rats will just like find a way.
I always hear about the rats in those things, or the mice eating away at the wiring. I see Reverend Kevin there had a picture of a mouse that he caught. I love how like putting up this picture, all of a sudden I'm watching the people scroll in. It's like the freedom fighter and like all these freedom loving folk.
Where's Pat King? Oh yeah, he doesn't want you here. You have to leave. Should I DM him? I don't know. I don't really like DMing.
It's the packing account.
Yeah, no, DMing's weird. Oh god. Sorry about that. What are we doing?
But I don't know. He's trying to make some cool pictures for him that will maybe catch his attention and get him on in here. I could just slander him on my work.
So we just wait and hope? Pretty much.
Well, they already scrolled in once.
Yeah. So who knows? He might scroll through again. I was like, nah, it's not him. Nah. And then everybody's like,
Let's say your BFF Common Sense Curl's back.
Nah. What about Little Red? No,
Curl. This is Pat King.
He's made his return to TikTok, so we're seeing if he wants to come on here. But he doesn't like TikTok scientists, so we gotta get rid of TikTok scientists at some point.
Excuse me. When I went on to his live, well, the live he was on with the Hungry Trucker guy, his girlfriend said I was his favorite person. So that's got to mean something. Maybe she likes me. Maybe we should just hit her up instead.
Okay. Sounds... I see Isaac is trying to get more people to watch his nonsense. Dude, I didn't even do anything, man. I don't want to even be here today. It's just it's cold outside and there's nothing to do. Why are you gonna be like that, Carl? Why, Carl? Why are you hurting my feelings? Oh my god, Carl. You're really hurting my feelings, Carl. Oh my god, this guy. I don't think he understands that it can change in like a second. Because he's always the one to speak too soon. You know? He says that he's a scientist. He says that you know who he is.
There shouldn't have been a picture. I just have to stop on this so I can come back to reply. I do know who he is.
Can you tell him to shut? I'm just kidding.
And well,
Keep
I
him-
didn't say he likes me or that he talks to me.
So is this just like your arch nemesis? Oh my god, when this medication gonna kick in? My
No.
nose drive me-
I think we've worked in parallel.
I think I'm allergic to that picture, dude. I'm like,
What? You don't like yourself a good man bikini? A mankini,
dude,
some may say.
no.
Okay, I'll go. I'll go back. I was just trying to reply to you, so I
Stressing
stopped on
me
this one.
out. That's stressing me out. So what's Carl up to on this Saturday afternoon at this time? What's Carl up to? I bet you're just like driving around in your $1 million sports car like you were saying you do because you're so cool. Yeah, like a villain in my $1 million sports car, right, Carl? Because you have like $1 million sports
Then he's got a couple
car.
pairs of these glasses.
Is that Pat King's OnlyFans? Oh,
Maybe.
it's Snapchat. Look, dude, we gotta get Rev and Kevin on Cameo. I feel like that's what we should do. Is we should teach Pat King how to use Cameo, and then we should teach Rev and Kevin how to use Cameo, and then we can just like pay them to like say stupid shit to each other.
Yeah, but who's gonna buy the cameos? That's the thing.
I'll
You gotta
pay-
find a
I'll pay
market for
for
this.
Oh, I'll promote it and I'll pay for it to start. Well, I'll get the ball rolling. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a problem with this is if they do start getting money from that sort of thing, and you start bankrolling the next convoy, this could be a bit of a problem.
I'm the perfect person for it. You know, I can handle all the books. I won't all do anything bad with any of the money. I promise. I promise. I'd be so happy if I had $4 million. I'd be so happy. I'd be like almost as cool as Carl, who has multi-millions of dollars of sports cars that are like he pretty much just has like 3 Lamborghinis and like 6 no, that's pretty much $1 million. He said he had $1 million of sports cars.
Hell yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it was 3 Lamborghinis and they're all like broken Lamborghini Gallardos. The one with like all the Ford parts. Yeah, I have $1 million worth of sports cars, guys. None of them work.
I mean, I guess he never said that they were actually operating.
Yeah, just the side light, like the blinker on the side, is worth like $700.
Hey man, some of those lights are expensive. You ever break a headlight, try to replace that shit? I had a car written off just because of that.
Yeah, no, but the problem is it's actually just a part from a Ford, so it only costs like $25 to buy it on eBay. But if you buy it from Lamborghini, it's
Damn
like
it, Oscar,
$700.
everybody lies. We get it.
Yeah, yeah. But that's like the Gallardo, you know, back in the
Now I have the damn song stuck in my head.
Oh my god.
Lamborghini Mercy. Or I don't know what song it is though. Just hear it in my head.
Oh, dude, I haven't. Apple Music keeps like deleting my music, and it pisses me off.
It's a Napa product for you.
They're like, and then, oh my god, my nose, dude, is driving me nuts. I took allergy medication, but it hasn't kicked in yet.
Is it Akon? Okay, for some reason in my head I thought it was Kanye West.
It is. Kanye West. Mercy. We're gonna play it. I don't even give a fuck.
Lamborghini Mercy. Damn, I bet she thirsty or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't heard this song in so long. It's like the Carl repellent. Notice how he just left as soon as. Beautiful. That's anytime Carl comes in here, we'll just play like 20 seconds of that song, and then he'll leave because
Riff Raff.
Dude, I can't believe he said he
Tiptoeing
had
in my Jordans.
He's like, I have $1 million worth of sports cars. I'm like, okay, buddy. Does he have you said you know him. Does he have $1 million worth of sports cars?
No, I don't. I said I don't know him. I know what his other account was. I don't actually know who that person is. I just know that they have a long history of just endlessly.
We'll kick out TikTok
there you go.
Scientists.
No.
We'll kick.
I love you, Patty boy.
Scientists out. Oh look, it's Pat King. Ain't no way that's the real Pat King. Is it actually?
Are you in it?
See, that's not the real Pat King, yo. It says official after. I told you.
He literally has a video though that speaks about the account.
Oh, that is the one. Oh shit, that's weird. It was like doing feedback.
It was.
What's up, Pat King?
Hey, Pat.
What if it's the fake account? What if it's the fake account?
I mean, this TikTok. There's a lot of fake people on here.
You are obsessed with me, Nick.
Holy, what was that? I think it's.
Doing okay, Pat? You need some technical support?
I think I know what to do here. I'm bad host. Weird.
Ethan, have an unmute request.
Yeah, I sent him one. I'm gonna go grab my wine. I'm gonna send him another one. I can send him another one in 33 seconds.
See, Pat's trying to trace my IP address. Don't be tracing my IP address, Pat. This is exciting.
Do.
Pat's gonna hack me. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah. I sent another request. I don't even know. Figure it out. Maybe he just doesn't like TikTok scientists. He's like, get rid of TikTok scientists.
I mean, he could just come on and say that.
I know. He might be busy. He's probably busy. Because I sent him a request. So it would show him on the screen.
I mean, he joined.
Yeah,
He's
we'll
just
give it a minute.
teasing.
So what? If he wants to do that, he can. Oh, what's up, Pat
Only
King?
motherfuckers.
How's it
Hey,
going?
Pat, how's it going?
This is weird. Getting trolled by Pat King all of a sudden.
Can't be any weird than your infatuation with me all the time, you guys.
I actually am not like that infatuated. I don't know much about you, to be honest.
He's infatuated with Chris Barber. The infatuation's me. You're my favorite convoyer.
You're my favorite convoyer too, to be honest. I say it all the time. Everybody says, "Oh yeah, you Chris, he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT." I'm like, "Nah, Pat King's the GOAT."
All donations can be made to my lawyer at natasha.calvino@gmail.com. Please make password Ottawa. Thank you.
Word. You gotta do the. So if I do a donation, can we have more civil conversation? Because then you technically would be like,
I heard your offer at $250. You donate
Well, that was-
$250 to my lawyer, and I will take you up on your offer. But it's just you and me. I don't need any trolls. They can make their content all they want. I don't care. But you guys have done a good number on me. How can I not have any fucking animosity towards you guys? I've never had the opportunity to sit down and talk with me. You've had a lot of opportunity to sit and trash me. So
no,
I don't want to have no intelligent conversation with you guys after all these days and months and almost years, actually, of you guys brutally going out.
I never went
I
after.
barely went after you.
I went after Chris Barber because he threatened to sue my buddy. So that guy kind of probably went after you a little bit, but
You know,
I
I'll-
had a problem with that.
I can't even be on here unless I'm fundraising. Like, what kind of fucking world do we live in? Right?
Here, I'll
You guys
donate.
sit there and make memes up and make all these things up. I wouldn't want to see that happen to you guys. I wouldn't want to see that happen to anybody.
Where
I mean,
do I
that's
donate?
kind of the internet.
I'll donate, and then you technically it would be legal, right? Natasha, or you guys gotta send him gifts here. Yeah, no. See, you can actually donate on the app. Send this guy gifts.
And that you guys are providing, and the people that you're bringing in on your lives when I've seen them, and I just shake my head at the number of guests you actually have on. It's kind of pathetic. You have people who think they have every word they can say about these people that you have in here that think they know everything that went on, and not one clue. Not one person knows what happened behind those closed doors. No, not one person knows what kind of efforts went in behind things. None of your content, none of your people you've invited in here. You've brought in agitators, you've brought in problem makers, you've brought in people with some serious issues, and all on the basis of trying to smear something that was attempted in Canada that's never been done before. And that was
The only thing I've ever said. The only thing I've really
TikTok
ever said
side.
about
Shut your
you
mouth.
is
I don't
that
even want to talk to you.
I can kick him.
I don't even want to hear
That's
from
not
him.
me.
Permanently mute him.
What
I
about
really
Matt?
don't.
Yeah,
Thanks.
he's gone.
Thanks. I don't even want to hear it, Isaac. I don't want to hear it from him or her or it or they or them or whatever pronoun they want to go by. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. The fucking trolls the trolls be trolling. I get it all the time. Welcome
You know,
to
we
TikTok.
tried to do something for Canadians, all Canadians. We didn't do it just for our own good. We didn't do it for our own pleasure, our own secret agendas. Some people came in with documents and stuff. We all shook our heads at it and said, whatever, just do it peacefully. Anybody could have had a part in any of it. And the biggest problem in it all is some people, and I'm not going to name any names, but they destroyed it. They wrecked it. They got the Emergency Act invoked on us for no reason, albeit that was illegal. And then the Public Order Emergency Commission was a scam right from the start. It was a clown show. And here we are now. I'm under the most stringent of conditions for peacefully protesting. And I don't even have my bank accounts 2.5 years later. And also, I'm not even allowed on social media unless this is for fundraising purposes, ladies and gentlemen. If you
I
want to
actually
make
want to say something about
my lawyer,
that. So you're technically
at gmail.com, make your password Ottawa. That'd be greatly appreciated. And yet other people decide to grab it and run with it and say, oh, you're a grift, dude. You're a grift. You're this, you're
is
that.
called
The money doesn't
networking.
even go to my lawyer or doesn't even go into my hands. It goes to my lawyer.
You're networking right now.
I'm not networking. I'm trying to help myself is what I'm trying to do, actually.
Yeah, so if you get 1,000 followers, then you can go live and like show your face like this, right? So right now you're just getting that 1,000 followers mark, and then that's when you can fundraise on here also.
Yeah, and that's all I'm doing. And ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't even go to me. So you call me a grifter and you call me the king of grift. The money that was donated to me in Ottawa is frozen. I haven't even touched it. But yet people want to sit there and say I took all this money. I had nothing to do with the GoFundMe. I even told them don't do the GoFundMe. I swore up and down, one side down the other, don't do it. But see, everybody has this opinion of me. Everybody thinks that they know who I am. Nobody actually has a fucking clue who I really am, except for my close personal friends. And that's all I care about, to be quite honest. But I see a lot of people are very opinionated and opinion based, and it's hard to get them to swing from one side to the other because they don't want to admit that they were wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like I kind of know you a little bit just because you're from Alberta. You remind me of some people from Alberta. You're very Albertan. That's what I would say.
There's another guy in here says you don't know anything about trucking. Man, I drove truck for 20 years. I was off-road oversized. I moved rig equipment. I worked on rigs. I rode and drove and loaded all my own equipment. So don't tell me I don't. I ran GDL too for 2-3 years. So there's nothing you can tell me that's going to hurt my feelings. I'll tell you that right now because I see the caliber of people that are actually making these comments. So I'm not.
Oh yeah, I would ignore the chat.
I'm not going to get into some stupid debate with somebody in a chat over I don't know trucking. I don't care. You don't know either. Obviously.
Yeah, the chat can be annoying. We don't have mods here either, so I could turn it off if it really gets,
I don't even care, man. I didn't even want to come in here actually, but you added me in and I hit the button by accident and then I got out. And then you sent it again and I'm new to Facebook or Twitter or whatever this is. TikTok. I'm not really good on it. No, I never claimed I was a vet, Christoph, so that's a lie right there. You're going off rumors once again. See, this is what I mean. These are people that don't have any basis in their argument, so they're going to go to baseless rumors that, oh, he said this and she said that.
I've always been on your side that they shouldn't have made you fucking fundraise for legal funds. I think that's bullshit.
It's a total bullshit. They admit that my bank accounts are still frozen and all of my assets are frozen, but yet I can go on and beg for money on social media.
Mm-hmm. That makes no sense.
That I never did. I don't drive in the States. I never did cross-border. All oil field, man. Jean-Francois Brousseau, you should be locked up, man. Like, these are the caliber of comments. This is what I mean, Isaac. You want to make yourself known or be a podcaster and stuff like this? These are caliber. No. Like, these people don't even have a basis of anything that they're saying, what they're saying.
Well, I mean, my chat is we have a diverse amount of people.
But you can select who comes in and you can block. And when these comments come up and stuff like that, and they're engaging and agitating your viewers, it's your responsibility to protect your guest, right? Same thing I do on my podcast. I see.
Like I said, if you want, I can turn the comments off.
Then you back that guest up, right? Maybe don't.
Want me to turn the comments off?
See, now this is their comment. Maybe don't be a white supremacist. Do you know my stepchildren are black? Do you want me to tell you to let them say hi to you? This is what I mean. Like, do your research.
I get it.
Even the Crown Attorney couldn't even do the research.
What?
Well, he couldn't. He thought I was a racist, right? He put all the racist videos, but didn't even have the balls to do the research. See, the media does a good number, and those people that sit there and follow the social media or follow the mainstream media and then consistently think that that's truth, when they don't even have the cognitive, critical thinking to think that, hey, maybe this is an agenda that they're trying to smear on these people.
I'm pro-vaccine, but we don't have to
I don't
talk
care
about
if you had a vaccine or not. Both my kids
I'm
went-
not pro-mandate.
Nobody should have been mandated. It should have been your choice. You could have done it whenever you wanted. But you see, not everybody had the experience that a lot of majority of Canadians did. A lot of people put their head down in the sand and just kept trudging through. They kept doing what they wanted to do because they just go along with the norm, because they don't have the audacity or the critical thinking to think outside the box and say, hey, wait a minute, I don't want to take that. No, they'd rather just carry on, file forward. Don't bother
Chrissy
me.
said it best. Chrissy said it best here. So you spoke about white replacement theory, and she's just wondering if that was, if you retract that statement, or if you think that that's not racist.
I never spoke about white replacement theory. I paraphrased and quoted Mahmoud Ahmadinejad and what he said at the United Nations conference when he was spilling the beans on 9/11. And all of the delegates were running out of the United Nations, taking off. But you see, Anti-Hate Canada does a good job at hack journalism and takes specific edits of words that I've said and put it in place of others. And it's all bullshit.
Yeah, I've had people do that to me already. It's kind of annoying. Christy's really good at interviewing, and I'm kind of on an off day. Do you want to talk to Christy? She's chill.
Who?
Christy?
Christy who?
Who's Christy?
She's like really good at interviewing, and she's pretty unbiased. I don't know much about you, to be honest.
Nobody knows anything about me, but they all have their own opinions of me. But the best part of it is because I have bigger balls than anybody to try and actually stand up and protect Canadians. None of these mandates were legal. And all we were trying to do was just say, hey, man, you're not listening to us. We have things in court, and the courts and the judges weren't following through on them. Now we've actually won them. We've won these battles in court, and we're winning more and more and more. There's more companies out there, such as Purolator. If people would just take the time and research this stuff, we're actually winning this. And I really believe that everybody's rights were violated, whether you wanted the jab or not. That's the minor moot part of this whole conversation. The conversation is I should have had my own choice under the freedoms and the charter of rights and freedoms that we have in this family, or in this country. I mean, you have that opportunity.
So it's provincial, right? So now
Provincial, the federal mandates were not being lifted. That's the problem. Now, when we got to Ottawa, didn't
they lifted?
wait. When we got to Ottawa,
No, sorry.
when we got to Ottawa, the provincial mandates dropped. Right? The provinces dropped them. And now you get there and the federal mandates weren't dropped. The reason why the federal mandates weren't dropped is because of this, and I'll tell you the truth behind it all, and maybe nobody wants to understand it. But all the federal mandates, anybody who was a federal worker, was all sent emails, and I have copies of those emails that prove that they were put under a gag order and not even allowed to talk, not allowed to do any social media, not allowed to do anything with regards to speaking or even having an opinion on that. And only because you're a federal employee. Now, those gag orders 100% are illegal. In the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, you cannot gag somebody from the freedom of speech or the freedom of opinion. But if you did speak out about it, you lost your job. Kind of funny, eh?
What kind of job though? Because like
It was in a federal position. Anybody who worked on a federal position.
oh yeah that yeah, and like if you work for the cities and stuff like that, yeah, no, that was
It wasn't
Yeah.
just cities, it's federal workers, federal employees, such as, your EI offices, your passport offices, your anything to do with federal. You weren't allowed to talk about it, man. And you don't know how many whistleblowers reached out to me, sharing their stories and sending me their emails. The people that were dying from suicides, losing their jobs, becoming homeless, all of this stuff, like the weight on one's shoulders and on a nation's shoulders was absolutely horrible. And if you want to say, okay, it was regulated, I think they were fine to do that, then that's your choice to say that. But they didn't have that choice towards me. And that was where I took my stance. I will not allow somebody to force. If I held up a glass of water right now, and I told you there's a chemical in here that's going to protect you, I can't tell you what kind of chemical in it, but I'm going to tell you it's going to save your life. and you're going to drink that. Drink this right now. It's a chemical. Could be bad, could be good, but it's a chemical in it. Would you drink it? No, you'd want to know what kind of chemical it was first.
But if the chemical was coming out of the exhaust of a car, you're like, hell yeah, buddy.
Right? So that's what's called informed consent. Informed consent means your employer is forcing you to do this or asking you to do this. Well, then they got to let you know what's in it. And employers weren't doing that. So a lot of people went along with this and they put that jab in their arm and they said, "Oh yeah," without even knowing.
But I know about it, so.
You do?
Yeah, I know quite a bit about it.
You know all about the SV40, all of that stuff. You know all about the fetal cells that are in there, the stem cells. You know all about the DNA microing, messaging, particulates, nanoparticles. Is that good for the body? That stuff?
What I try to do is I try and look at like what the scientists say, not what like the internet tells me. But that's just me, dude. I don't care. It's not.
I went off of what scientists were telling us as well. 208 Freedom of Information Acts from all creditable institutions around the world proved that a lot of that stuff that was in that is not good for human consumption. Hence the mass increase in cancer rates that are going on, the myocarditis. No matter what, there's a threshold to any vaccine.
What about? Hey, Peking. So you can actually cure cancer with the vaccine. That's what's cool about this vaccine.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You want to talk to my cousin's husband who just died on Christmas Eve, riddled with cancers, and he was a nurse at a hospital back home
right now. It's in trial.
He got diagnosed in September and was dead Christmas Eve while his wife and his daughter held his hands and laid on his chest while he died in their arms because he was riddled with cancer, from brain cancer, lung cancer, colon cancer, stomach cancer, liver cancer, all because he held out as a nurse and then finally got his jobs because the union wouldn't let him go any further. He got his jobs and 4 months later he's dead. Hypercancer. That's all made up, right? That's propaganda.
Well, there's no way that it could spread that quickly.
Well, you're a doctor now.
But maybe. I don't know. Anything could happen. No, I just want to preface that none of this information is backed up by scientific studies, and it's all for entertainment purposes.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
Go follow Pat King because...
Get around the old TikTok algorithms.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
because people are so afraid of getting, canceled out on social media that they're going to toe the line and not say the truth. Well, that's the reason I call myself the real Pat King, because I don't hide behind. I'd show you my face right now, but I don't hide behind avatars or weak little profiles. I'll actually come out and tell you who I am, and I'll put my money where my mouth is. See, I hate that. You actually got balls, so I'll give you some credit. You're putting your face out there. You're not hiding behind no pseudonym. You're actually taking a chance. That's commendable in itself. But these ones that hide behind, they're the pros and they can do this and they can do that. Well, that just goes to prove they're just as shady as what they sound like.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
This is for fundraising purposes. You want to make a donation? Please donate to natasha.calvino@gmail.com.
So also, sorry. Technically, so I can go like this. One sec. Give me a second. So technically, I can send you. Oh my god, this is so annoying. This is how I lost the battle the other night. I can send you money through TikTok. So this is technically right there. I just donated to your legal fund. And then you can take that and hook it right up to your lawyer.
I have no idea.
You could probably make a lot of money on this app.
I have no idea how that works. Not really. It all goes to the lawyer, right? I won't even know how to pull that out. I don't care about it. But I appreciate it. Thanks. It is what it is, man. You know how degrading that is? The guy's got to be on social media beg for money to help with lawyer fees. Man, I wish that,
Yeah.
roles were reversed and some of these other people who were such haters was on them, and they would see how quickly I would have been on their side going, man, here, I got money, man, let me help you donate. Nobody
Yeah,
can go through that. Not one person.
I think that is bullshit. Because, like, you guys raised a shitload of money, and then they take it away from you, and then they say, go fucking fundraise on TikTok. Like,
Not only that, like I said, the money that they stole and they put in escrow, it is what it is. That's the repercussions that were going to happen. So if that happened, thank God I had nothing to do with any of it. None of that. And I didn't want anything to do with it because I know the problems that come from it. We did this back in 2019 and they froze it then. And I tried to warn people not to do that and they didn't listen. A lot of people sabotage it. You'll find that a lot of people, I'm not on their sides. I know what happened down there. I'm not going to go out and oust people. I'm not going to get on here and battle and say I did everything right and they did everything wrong. I'm not going to do that. But I know that
that's what we call pulling a Barbie.
things that happened there though should never have happened. And when I can actually talk, and I will talk, oh man, it's going to be good because I'll tell you all where I really stand.
I can't wait.
Nobody knows.
I can't wait. When is that? Like, when's it all over?
My court starts in May, and then I get a break, and then I got to go back in July.
You think you're gonna get some fucking?
I'm not allowed to discuss my trial.
I will. I'll turn the chat off just because you guys are annoying. Like, actually, stop being so annoying. Like,
yeah, shut it down.
Guys,
especially that Chris. Now, see those guys? They don't even last 20 seconds on mine. It's instant block. Like, you want caliber people on here. You want to actually have good conversations and maybe talk about things and get things fixed and see eye to eye with people. You can't have those kind of negative attitudes in here. It sucks. It brings down the content. It dumbs it down.
The thing is this is me. I'm going to actually turn off the chat because it's distracting me and you guys are being annoying. Have a little fucking respect for the guest. How about, you know what I mean? We'll turn the comment settings. Allow comments off. Boom. We could go subscribers only.
This is what it is, man. It's just those are the things that brings down that whole part of it. If you want to have an actual logical and civil conversation, I've got no problems with that. I'm all about that. And I'm all about letting people ask questions. If people want to ask questions, I'm up for that. But as long as your questions have like actual substance to them, not questions about, oh, you're a racist. Oh my God, that card's been played so much. Throw it away.
Say thank you for the gift. Oh. You guys just got a gift, bro.
I got a gift? What? Thanks.
That's money. It's money.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how this works. Yeah. Like I said, I just signed up today. So.
Well, this is the place to be if you just signed up today, dude. I've been wanting to have you on here forever. I was like, he doesn't use TikTok. Maybe I could go through YouTube and I don't know.
I just don't have time for negativity in my life. I have enough things on my plate right now that I don't have time to deal with that. I don't. Yeah. And nobody should. Like, this is Canada, man. We have a level of respect nationwide, worldwide, and this is the caliber of comments. Just goes to speak.
You want to know what I always say? It's funny as hell. One check. I got okay. So instead of you guys getting jail time, just make it so that you know how there's house arrest. You guys just have to take therapy.
I'm already under house arrest. I got a curfew at 10 o'clock. Cops were just here last night at midnight knocking on the door.
That's fucking ridiculous, man.
This is what I'm going through, right? So this is what I mean. Like, people spend a day in my shoes and see that you'll be like, as much as you hate me, you wouldn't want to live this. You wouldn't want to go through this.
So how long did it took you a while to make bail, right?
No, I had bail right away. It took a while for the judges to finally see a bail hearing. And actually, do you want to know the better part here? So for those that are calling me a racist, I could only get released on a $25,000 cash bond, which means it had to be cash in hand the day of my bail. And you know who came through, Isaac? It was the Sikh community out of Brampton, Ontario came and gave me $25,000 and got me out of jail. So the big racist that everybody thinks I am is the Sikh community that helped me get out.
You know what they're doing right now? They're going and setting up their own live. So there's a chat. They can do that. Welcome to TikTok. It's a wonderful place. If you ever want to tell people to fuck off, this is a place to come to. I got your back.
The downfall is that so many people have to make their content off of what I've done because they don't have any regular normal content of their own. So they're going to sit there and try and defame. And I heard TikTok scientist there even say it. He came on and said, I'll go and defame him and maybe that'll bring him in more. Maybe that'll entice them to come on. So you absolutely admit that you're defamation of character and slander, but you think that's okay.
But you can't. Okay, so this is where Chris Barber went wrong. So you have to accept that when you go online now, right? Because Chris Barber, he wanted to shut shit down, and that's whenever somebody tries to say like, oh, you can't say this, you can't say that. My number one response is you just hate freedom of speech.
And I understand that too, and I get that as well. But when you make your comments actually credible comments and ones that have substance, then I'll say something or I'll allow you to stay. But you come on and make derogatory comments. You start harassing my guests in the comment lines when I'm doing my podcast. You're out. You're gone. You don't get a second chance because I don't
just turn the chat off.
I don't believe in allowing people to be harassed on my podcast. I don't believe in having any belligerent comments or derogatory comments. I don't agree with that. I'll take anybody on who wants to come onto my live and have a real, actual, tangible conversation that has substance and that will, open some minds and maybe share different points of views. I have Palestinians coming onto my podcast next week. I've got a good group of people that are going to come on and explain what they're going through and try and shed light onto the issues that Canadians are experiencing. And that's all we've been trying to do. Canadians are experiencing some of the most stringent lockdowns and rules and laws being made against us that people are just going by the wayside and allowing it to happen. You're not going to recognize this place pretty soon. It's going to look like Venezuela with snow. It's going to be bad.
I disagree. I think that I don't want to talk about myself, dude. But I think you're going to love TikTok once you get the hang of it. Honestly, it's so awesome. I love it because it's kind of like you can just like bring people up like a Zoom call kind of thing. And it's like you bring them up on the stage, they talk, you send them. I think you'll be good at it.
And that's kind of, I'm just kind of branching out because for me, I have a lot of pertinent information that some people need to see, but I'm being blocked so bad. Like I'm still getting upwards of 20 to 60,000 views on my stuff on Facebook, but they're not hitting the proper demographic that I'm trying to reach. So I ended up branching out to Twitter, got on Twitter, and I'm starting to get a good reach, but you really got to watch what you're saying on Twitter, and you really got to be careful of who you're following and all that. There's a lot of things, and I'm just learning that. I'm just getting the ropes down on that one. But then the TikTok, I see TikTok, and
you're a myth and a legend on this app, bro.
I'm attempting to just, broaden that branch of reach again and just hopefully reach another group of people. And I know the young people are here, and I want to reach those younger people because they're our future. And I want a good future for my kids. I want a good future for
be your competition.
Oh, I'm not in it for the competition.
I'm pro Rachel Notley, so.
Oh, well, now you know you're in trouble, right?
No, I'll debate you.
I'm good on that one. I can debate. Dude, fuck. Oh boy.
I'll debate you, Alberta. We should actually have a debate one day because there's not a lot of TikTokers from Alberta, so it's hard for me to.
I got the chance to stand in front of her and talk to her the other day. I don't know if you noticed or saw or heard.
Who, Notley?
Yeah, I went to one of her town hall meetings here in Red Deer, and I got to stand there and say my questions with regards to the Alberta pension plan. And I actually called her out on a few of her projects that she's messed up back when she was in office here in Alberta. And I was working at the time when those projects shut down, so I have firsthand knowledge of
Okay, wait. Can I just backpedal just a little bit here? Okay, so you're telling me that you have like house arrest and you were able to ask the leader of the opposition a question in a town hall meeting.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't I?
That's so beautiful.
Oh, you should have seen their faces when they saw that I was in the crowd. They all started whispering, "Oh my God, Pat King's here!" And then when she was done her little town hall, they rushed her out like she was under some kind of like worse than they would do with Trudeau. You know, like with the way the RCMPs cover them and surround them. They surrounded her, built like this human wall, and walked her out the door like I was going to do something crazy or something.
Dude,
They called the police.
But that's so cool. That's like super cool that you did that. That's
Because you know what, these people, just because I'm under house that's not house arrest, but I'm under bail conditions and stuff, doesn't mean I don't have the right to go and listen to my politicians speak. I have that right still. I can still go and understand what's going on. Of course you would. Of course you would.
dude, I worked on the campaign, man. The riding that I got transferred to, we won on election night by 7 votes. And then they did a recount and it was 25. And then the other riding, we won by 21 votes. And they did a recount and it was 42.
Right on.
So, like, it was fun.
Good. You know what? And good on you for getting in and involved in your political ridings and whatever. That's what every Canadian should do. Pick a side. Absolutely. You want to help? Go ahead. But
We lost.
yeah, you did. And it is what it is. But you gained more seats. You know, yeah, the opposition side wasn't that full and gained a few more seats. And I understand Kenny screwed that up. And I wasn't a big Jason Kenney fan either. I actually confronted Jason Kenney several times. But I look at policies that drive this province, and I look at the industry that drives this province. And Rachel Notley, she put in policies that hindered our economy here. Then also projects she had promised and fell through on. $114 million upgrade to a facility up in Fort Saskatchewan, and the money disappeared, and she never even broke ground with a shovel on it. Then the $42 billion infrastructure project that was supposed to go to us for the LNG line going to Prince Rupert and Kitimat, she was integral part of the deal to hand it off to the Chinese. So when Sinopec Daylight bought that line going up to Prince Rupert and Kitimat, it hindered a lot of the work that would have been done here in Alberta, which no matter what side you're on, whether it's NDP or if it's UCP, doesn't matter. It hurt a lot of our economy, and it chased out big corporations in Canada. It chased them away. They're in Alberta.
Okay, so I've been tapping into the American algorithm, right? And the other night I had a Biden supporter on, and shit got heated because I was like, "Fuck Biden." He got rid of the pipeline.
Yeah,
And she was like, "No, that got shut down in 2016." And we were like, "Oh, there's multiple pipelines, yo. You're wrong. This is like he actually shut it." And she got so mad, and it was like this heated. Yeah, I'm pro oil, 100%. I'm sponsored by BP Oil. I'm just kidding. I wish.
Yeah, okay. BP, that's British Petroleum, right? That's a British company.
You got Big Oil hookup? Because I would love to be sponsored by Big Oil. Start the leftist version of the Daily Wire.
Well, look at a certain thing like today, like the last 3 or 4 days here, where we've been down below minus 40. You look above everybody's houses, and man, those chimneys are burning. I've lived in residence where you have electric heat, and it's tough and it's really cold. So
right now, you'd be getting $600 electricity bills.
It'd be through the roof, right? But then you got
because our electricity rates in this province are insane.
Yeah, and
definitely go solar.
And why though? Why? Because they asked us to downgrade our coal-fired power.
Because the UCP. This is where I'm pro Rachel Notley.
Okay, so who actually
she had a cap on electricity rates, so it's the same reason why my auto insurance went from $180 a month to $800 a month, but then they wouldn't even do monthly payments. Now I have to come up with like $10,000 for my auto insurance, basically.
$800 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've obviously got a driving without insurance ticket.
Nope. Just missed a payment once.
Well, missing a payment doesn't raise your auto insurance from $100
No,
to
it
$8.
does if it gets canceled. It's bad. It's pretty much like driving without a license. You get penalized.
That's what they want. They want you to pay the 1 year full annual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
not
And then
much.
I called every single what is it? MP? Yeah.
I prefer that actually. I prefer to
I
pay.
called every single one, right? And then when yeah, me too. But when I called every single one of the UCP candidates, and they basically what they did is they put a temporary cap in place right after, like 3 days after, they put a temporary cap in place, and it was over June 1st, after the 2 days after the election. So they fixed it, but for the election, that's it.
Yeah, and there's other underlying issues, and I don't claim to know anything about insurance, but I
They
prefer.
did the same thing with electricity.
I pay
And then
my
they blame the
motorcycle
carbon tax.
insurance. I pay my motorcycle insurance and everything. I pay that all annually. I'd rather do that than I'm not stuck with wondering if I'm going to make my insurance payment through the months. So tax time. Here's a little tip. When it comes to tax time and you go file your taxes, that's when you take that extra money you get back in tax time and put that on those big bills that you'd have to pay. One way of doing it, if you wanted.
Can you do me a favor?
Say this is for fundraising purposes only. All donations can be made to my lawyer at Natasha Calvino at gmail.com.
Can you monologue while I take a pee and have a half smoke?
I can monologue all. Yeah. All right.
Do you want the chat back?
No.
I feel like we got rid of all the libs.
No, we're good, man. I don't like.
Yeah,
I don't,
yeah, you can monologue.
Give her.
Just monologue. Thanks, man.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, the one thing about this is I understand people have opinions, and opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, but there's a substance to your arguments, and there's your opinions on me. That's your opinions, but when you start spewing that stuff around online and with baseless accusations,
I just want to preface: I don't agree with anything this guy says because it's his show, not mine.
But baseless accusations, you don't really bother me. You actually show your I don't know, your credibility and your education level, because Canadians aren't made like that. Canadians are good people, and we go out to help everybody. It just goes to show me how society has become one of those groups where there's so many TikTok tough guys and telephone tough guys, and you can hide behind a computer. But back in the day when I was a kid, thank God we didn't have social media, because I tell you, it was a lot better time then, when people could actually be accountable for what they say and do. And I know there's nobody in the chats, and I'm just talking to dead air here, but it is what it is. I just feel that we can do a lot better as Canadians, and if everybody could put their differences aside and understand that this is a lot bigger than us.
Dude, let's turn the chat on for a bit. We got rid of them. So let's do it, and they'll come back, and we can turn it off when I come back.
Sure.
Allow comments. Boom. There you go. Keeps you entertained, man. Be right back.
It is what it is, man. Go ahead.
I'll have fun with it, man. This is TikTok, right?
If I see something that has substance, I'll choose to engage if I want to. Frenchie, buddy, how's it going, man? Miss Pink, how's it going? Keep going. We'll try to be nice. I don't care. Just be better.
Be nice to the guy. Just
be better.
Go in the other fucking live if you want to talk shit. Just be respectful, because
exactly. It is what it is. I can have a normal conversation with people. I actually prefer that. Good. Hey Trisha, how's it going? A lot of people in here that I know. Nice. Right on. Yeah, be careful, Trisha. That somebody told me that honk honk means Hail Hitler or something like that. Oh, TikTok scientist, go get some help, man. Chantel, hey, how's it going? Natalie. Oh, everybody's in here. Good. I'm glad that some people came over. And I appreciate that. Interesting, your opinion on taking accountability. I've been accountable for everything I've ever said. You see? And that's the problem. That is the problem. I have been accountable for everything I've ever said. How's it going, Crazy Frenchman? Michelle Bell, hey. Short box Ford, I know who you are. Yeah, this is the caliber, man. This is the caliber. Look at TikTok scientists. You might have a following and you might have a group, but you can't get past the fact that some of the things that I've done, some of the things that I've said, some of the things I've done and continue to do, I'm right. Okay, so Owen and the laptop, please do tell. All right. Well, as you know, I have a non-coms with Mr. Owen Swiderski. I do not care to even know anything about that guy. He did take my laptop. He did have a backdoor into it. And he did take all the money for the SCT. So all of that aside, I've got all the evidence into a lawyer. We're looking into that embezzling that Owen did. He's 100% guilty. We've got all the proof. I've got hard drives with all of the where it went and how it went and all that was given to me by somebody. And he did have something slimy to do with it. Other than that, I haven't talked to the guy. Don't care to talk to the guy. Lawyers have the copies of it all. And that's the truth. You know, the best part of doing what we've done is it really showed a lot of people who put the knives in my back. Embezzling or hacking, it can't be both. Actually, it can be both. Absorbed one. Embezzling means they took the money and transferred it to their own accounts. And hacking means they were on my computer without my knowledge. While I was in jail, my computer had a back door in it that had his fingerprint, his thumbprint, basically his laptop's thumbprint in mine. So to see that in there was a shock when I got out of jail and I found that out. And then to find out everything that he had been doing to people that had helped him out to get him back across Canada and how he treated them and bragging about how he was $17,000 richer. This all I found out all after I got out of jail. Everything points to it. So when this is done, when I'm done my nonsense with the court system, when I'm done with that meaning of words, I guess are no longer, what did I say, important. Actually, there's two sides to this. There's a group of other guys that Owen was involved with that actually built the back doors. James Bowder never was a friend, actually. He never was. A lot of people can put their differences aside, and we hated each other before. And a lot of people can put their differences aside to come together and agree on things are messed up in Canada. And that's kind of what happened. James Bowder was never a friend. Not once. And for those who know, they know. Are you sorry for costing the country millions of dollars? It never cost the country millions of dollars. I never did. Not a chance. The federal government cost the country millions of dollars. I have no idea, Caitlin. I have no idea. I wish I knew. I can tell you I do know who's the rat, but I'm not allowed to talk about my trial. I can tell you who the real people are who sabotaged and tanked it all, but I'm waiting for my trial. So if anybody's in the Ottawa area in May, feel free to come to my trial. Feel free to sit in my court case and take place in it and listen to everything that's got to be said. So, Giver, I actually encourage people to go to Ottawa and watch my trial. Don't watch the dog and pony show that's going on right now.
I just muted TikTok scientist for you. I'm going to start muting people.
Christoph too, because this guy's a piece of shit.
Okay, when he talks next time, if he's being a piece of shit. If he fixes it, his behavior, then we'll...
You can't fix stupid, man. You can't.
If you guys are just complete assholes to my guests, then I'm just going to turn the chat off, so...
Fancy pants. I think that'd be comical. I'd love to watch you go sit on the side of the judge. That'd be funny to watch, actually. It'd be like that guy a couple weeks ago who tried to jump across it. No safe space for chuds, Pat. I guess you're a chud, eh? It takes one to know one. You guys don't even know where I stand with the whole convoy part. You don't even... You don't even know where I stand with it all. Like nobody. You're all making baseless accusations on your own opinions. But yeah, if I could actually tell you where I stand on the whole thing, you'd actually be like, wow. Oh man, it's tough. It's tough, man. You can't fix stupid. Thanks, Frenchie. Frenchie, when I was going through Marathon a while back, I tried to get a hold of you, but you didn't answer in time. Is it like
Thank
Jeremy?
you for joining, Pat. This is actually super awesome.
Well,
I'm
I didn't even
stoked.
know I could until I seen the invite, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, man. It's pretty fucking crazy because I've actually wanted to chill with you for like probably like 6 months. As soon as you said that I could get a Pat King bear hug, I was like, I'm in. Let's go.
And just for Oscar Leroy, this is for fundraising purposes, ladies and gentlemen. If you care to donate to my lawyer at
Send gifts.
natasha.gmail.com, that'd be greatly appreciated. Please make the password.
He's new. Just send gifts because that's what get him to 3,000 points.
3,000 points.
Transplender, support your boy, bro. Transplender will get you. Come on.
I feel like at some point this Christoph person, maybe I know them and I called them out or ousted them at some point because there's some serious hate. You got some personal vendetta. I don't even know why. It's kind of funny to watch. It's actually kind of comical. Show me where
You're a pretty controversial person there, Pat.
Show me where the bad man
Okay.
touched you. Point to where the bad man touched you.
Oh man.
I could
Talk
talk.
to Kevin.
I could talk about that, but do I want to? Why?
Thank you. Send the gifts. Thank you.
Why would I
Don't
want
send them to
know
me. Send them to
somebody
him.
that off the chain, man? That's tough. You know, that's another knife in the back that I got. I've noticed lately.
He's friend of the show. He speaks nothing but good things about you.
About me.
Yep. He speaks
yeah?
nothing but good things about you.
Interesting.
Yep.
I could show you some text messages where he doesn't say nice things.
That's text messages. But I think that you guys, what I have a lot of respect for you two is you're able to take it off the app and deal with it off the app.
Yeah.
And Reverend Kevin has a good judge in character, and he says only nice things about you. I could show you.
It's all good. He can say what he wants. He knows what he said to me the other day.
He basically says you're a real G.
I am. I'll never deny that.
Exactly.
I actually gave Kevin $1,000 to help him out pay his bills and stuff when we were in Ottawa. So, you know, I've
man.
helped a lot of people out, and I did what I could for people. And you know, some of those people turned around and stuck that knife right back in my back. It is what it is. You do these kind of things, and you're a part of these, you know, moments in history. It really gives you a good insight on what humanity truly is like. And I've seen some of the worst, such as you're gonna mute that Christoph or boot them. I don't care. I'm done.
1 sec. I can see it. 1 sec. I'll block them.
That's enough. But it is what it is.
Gone.
I've helped everybody I can. I have helped everybody.
Research analyst, you gone. We'll turn the chat off if the entire thing is consumed in me muting accounts. Just keep going, people. See, you're getting gifts, bro. We're getting you to 3,000.
Oh yeah, what happens at 3,000?
That's money for your lawyers, man.
Oh, sure.
It's a fundraising event.
I'll have to get somebody to show me how that works. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, so we got Fancy Pants here saying that my numbers are good.
All right, I want to take this one, absorbed one. How do you go from counter protesting to being?
What are you doing?
Okay, so absorbed one. I just want to answer this. There's a counter-protesting indigenous group that was funded by the Tides Foundations, which was George Soros, and I actually have them on video admitting to taking non-government organization funding to protest the pipeline. And if you understand how pipelines get put into the ground, there's a environmental and a safety factor that gets put into the part of the permit process. And when they do that, it's already approved once they meet the specific criteria. Once that's approved, you can't go around it. So then the Tides Foundation comes in and pays these guys for water management, water control projects to try and stall the project so that Canada can't get their resources to market. Now, when I interviewed the two men from the Wet'suwet'en First Nations, I got them saying on camera, and I can show it at some point, I will, they do take funding from a non-government organization and the Tides Foundation. So when they're blocking trains and stopping our GDP from getting to market, and they're causing issues with that kind of stuff, I need to stop some of that when it happens, because it's going to hurt us more than anything. And these people are being falsely led under a basis of a group that is intentionally trying to hinder our abilities to get resources to market here in Canada. So when it comes to Indigenous, anybody look it up in the book, in the dictionary. Anybody who is native of this country, born of the land and been here, born in Canada, is Indigenous. You're all Indigenous. You're Indigenous to Mother Earth. You're Indigenous to your town if your city's been there for years. And it was a play on words. It was a big play on words. Now, my brother is 100% Native. My mom is a quarter Native. I don't have enough Native in me to have a status, nor do I want one. My whole family is Native. But I am not. And nor did I say that I am Indigenous. Of Ojibwe.
Sorry. Your connection's off, so if I say anything, it cuts you off. I don't mean to cut you off, but this is actually, I talk to people, right? So one of the criticisms is your native status and how you use the native status. Do you have anything?
I've never used status, and if you want to go with Standing White Buffalo, you can go and say whatever you want and whatever she has to say. See, there was some oof. There is some history there with that woman. And the history that I
shoot your shit, man. This is where it's at. This is your side of the story.
She's not here to defend herself, so I'm not going to sit here and trash her. But I can say
that she said her side of the story. So if she wants to dispute it, that's the idea here, right? She said her side. You got to defend yourself. She said her side.
I don't know what
she said. Okay, well, tell your side.
Well, my side with what? With dealing with her?
Well, just your native status and how it had involvement with the convoy.
So that. Oh, I think we got the cold weather alert went off.
Oh, shit. The government, they found me. Oh,
anyway.
Shit. Okay, I've been hanging out with flat earthers all week. So talking to Pat King is like such a like nice. You are actually. I hear what you're saying, and I totally agree with what you just said there. Like we should take on the Biden campaign.
The thing with what happened with Leah is there was some manipulation that she wanted me to do. They wanted to adopt me into their community and then help me try and get my status falsely by using a loophole in the Indian Act. And I don't agree to that. And I said, no, I'm not.
I actually just invited the TikTok scientist. If he joins, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I meant to block him.
So, and then I got a shit ton of emails and text messages from family members of Leah's.
You're not joining, bro. No. Behave yourself. I know you have 25,000 accounts, but behave yourself, okay? I will spot you. I know your writing technique. Okay. Sorry.
You got to understand some things that I'm not allowed to talk about. Like I can't acknowledge other people. And that's the thing is people will sit there and go, you know, oh, say this about this person, say that about this person. In private, I'll tell you, but I can't come onto a social media and have that conversation and be asking people and telling people my opinions of certain things. I can skirt the issue, absolutely, and I have been, and I think some people have kind of caught on with what I was saying, but I can't
I know what you're saying.
I can't discuss certain things. So
Yeah,
it's
we don't have to.
No, I know, but I seen some things, right?
Yeah, people will ask.
I know.
Fuck them. I'm asking them to stop, and they are doing a pretty good job. And like, let's just. It moves fast, right? So can't focus too much on. We got Black Bomber 69 in the chat.
No, Miranda, she's not a co-accused. I seen that. She's not. But the problem is even her family reached out to me and told me stay away, bad news. There's a lot of issues with her mentally. There's a lot of issues that I don't think that I even want to even skirt around or do anything to get involved with any of that. And I felt in my gut that I could sense that when I had conversations with regards to that. And I was told to back off by her family members because she's not a good person, unfortunately. And I've seen her outbursts. You know, she acts like this prim, proper, well-behaved, well-mannered. And then the vitriol that comes out of her mouth that she spits out and starts swearing. And that goes to show you the BPD, right? The bipolar. And there's a lot of that. And unfortunately, there were some issues that her family members had mentioned to me. And yeah, I couldn't follow through with my commitment on that.
So I have a question.
The rodeo booked yet? Absolutely. Actually, we'll be in meetings with them soon.
Did you have an inspiration of Breaking Bad during the convoy?
Not once.
Because you had a Breaking Bad setup.
Oh yeah, because of the RV.
Yeah, dude, you were like that. Oh, you were like the Walter of the convoy.
Perfect. Whatever brought attention to it, right?
And then Reverend Kevin is like, what's Reverend Kevin?
What I don't know. What is he?
I don't know. Let's figure it out. What's you come up with it? He says Barbie, right? So you gotta have one for Kevin.
I never gave anybody any title or any name or any nickname.
Packing for Prime Minister. See, you got support too. You're a legend on this app, dude.
Legend or myth, it is what it is, and that's not what I'm here for. I could care.
I know. I understand, but like,
am I afraid of the idea of prison? You know, I went to prison for 150 days, right? And I was in solitary confinement for a majority of that because the prison was actually afraid that the inmates were going to cause a prison riot. So, am I afraid of prison? No, I'm not.
And then there was the 6-hour appearance of Chris Barber, right?
And that's another skeptical thing that I can't speak on, but trust me, that is in the back.
No, you don't have to talk about that. If you don't want to talk about it, let's not talk about it. But I'm allowed to talk about it.
Trust me.
But we won't talk about it.
What do you mean?
Remand center, yes, it was a remand center, but it was a maximum security remand center, like all remand centers are. And the conditions in that remand center that I was in were deplorable. They were actually horrible. It was pretty bad.
Ram Ranch. I'm sorry, the Ram Ranch comment is kind of funny.
Well, the Ram Ranch one was kind of like unbelievable. The way they went off. Some of that was absolutely disgusting, like sick. And that's what I mean. That's the caliber of people you're up against, right? That's the.
I feel like
I just said why I was in solitary. I was in solitary because they were afraid I was going to cause a prison riot.
That's intense.
Yeah, because all the prisoners inside, they were all about it. They were watching it every day on the news, and they were loving it. Right? Any group that's against that kind of stuff and against the man, they were all over it.
This is the way to debut on TikTok, bro. You did well. You did well. You could leave now and it would just be like the legend. But you gotta get to 3,000 and then you can go.
I thought solitary because of vac status. No, I was actually held in solitary for an additional 14
Send the
days.
gifts to him. Send the gifts to him. Because he's got to get to 3,000.
I was in solitary confinement for an additional period of their COVID protocol. And then from there, I was taken into solitary for an additional 33 days because of fear of causing a prison riot. And then when they released me out of the solitary after 33 days, they sent me up to what's called One Wing. And I went up to One Wing, which was maximum security, where the murderers were. And I spent 30 days in One Wing so that they can monitor me and take a look and make sure I wasn't that bad guy that the media had portrayed me as. What's that? Nice. Anyways, and
Was
then
that to me?
I don't know.
Supposed to send them to him. Thank you.
And then what ended up happening was after they figured out. Actually, here's the funny joke: the guy that was in my cell on the Max wing that I was in Max with, he was there for a double homicide.
Thanks, Aminal. You're, dude. Hell yeah. Okay. See, this is the lawyers. For the lawyers. This is what we're doing. This is a fundraising event for Pat King.
So I'm going to get to Sucka's comment here in 1 second. But I want to finish what I was saying. So as I'm in One Wing maximum security with the murderers, it turns out that the gentleman that I'm in with, who's up for a double homicide, his mother was actually the one who came down and cooked the pig roast for us down on Kent Street. So she had told him, hey, man, he's a good guy. Look out for him while he's in there. So then I actually had a not so bad of time being locked up 23 hours a day. Well, that'd be 23 hours because we'd go to the phone. We never got to go outside. And it actually ended up being not too bad. And then after that, I got to go down to what was it? General population, which is dormitory style. And I went down to Gen Pop for the latter part of till I finally got out.
Dude, that
Kevin,
yeah,
really, Kevin? You think I was in PC? Wow. See, this is what I mean. He says nothing but nice.
Hey, we'll mute Kevin. I'm sorry, Kevin, but you.
Yeah, don't forget the $1,000. Don't forget about the $1,000, Kev. Don't forget about that, buddy.
Don't be doing this shit on TikTok, Kevin, bro. Take that off TikTok. You know what I mean.
Josie says, are you suing the government for what they did? Actually, I don't know if I will be suing the government. If we get off due to the, what do you call it? The 11B violation, then there won't be any grounds for anything like that. That I paid you to stop. No, I didn't pay you to stop. You sat in your truck telling me your sob story about paying your bills. And I listened to it, and I felt bad for you, actually. And I said, here, I'm helping you out. As a nice gesture. As a kind gesture.
The comments need to chill, bro. You guys know what I'm talking about. Chill the fuck out.
And then, I had the, once I got out of jail and I had the opportunity to get out and have a little exercise and go have some fun, I even invited him to come to the Brett Kissel concert. Got him backstage, got him to meet Brett Kissel because I was working the concert. I tried to help.
I actually agree with this. You should sue and set a precedent for future protests.
I think so too. We have to.
I think so too.
At that point. So
because
hang on, babe. You wouldn't get in my truck without your chick.
That's actually a beautiful comment right there, and I thank you, Anti Woke. That was.
Oh, God.
I can agree with that. Do it.
Yeah, we got out of
that. Costs money, guys. We need him at least get to 3K.
Yeah, I know. It is what it is. We'll just let him chirp. It is what it is. I liked you, Cap. I really did. I thought you were an all right guy. I don't know why you turned your back. I don't know why you did that. All because I'm not allowed to talk about a certain. No, I'm not allowed to talk about a certain somebody. I'm not allowed to make a comment about.
He wakes up on the wrong side of the bed sometimes, dude.
Is what it is. Is what it is. Kelly Wolf.
We all
That's
do.
the comment I wanted to get at. Kelly Wolf. Haven't trusted her. Don't trust her. I will never trust her. I've seen too many shady shit come off that thing, and I'm not really. I tell everybody steer far away, steer clear. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for fundraising purposes. If you care to donate, please donate.
Donate. The goal right now is 3K. We're
All
at
right.
1.2. So.
Make a donation to natasha.calvino@gmail.com and make the password Ottawa, please.
But this
Trust
is more fun.
This is more fun. I don't know how it works, but I'll just take his word for it. But the best part of this, guys, is understand that I got a chance to see all of these people for who they really are over the years that I've been doing what I've been doing. And I've really seen the inside of some really bad people that are involved in this kind of stuff. So I really got to weed out a lot of the people. So this is why I'm kind of what I call a popular loner. Everybody knows who I am and everybody agrees with some of the things and they disagree with some of the things, and that's fine. But I don't have many friends on my choice, on my choosing, because no matter what I do, the people that I help or the people I try to do for people, they stab me in the back after. All because they need clout, because they knew Pat King, or they got to party with Pat King, so I'm going to oust them because I partied with them. Yeah, man, I party. Yeah, I drink. Yeah, I like to have a good time. Who doesn't?
Wait, that was actually one of my questions, Pat King. Say theoretically, if it was if I were to donate to your lawyer fees, you would be allowed to party with me?
Like party with you? What do you mean? Like come out and have
Like
a
we
party?
go party. Yeah, we party.
As long as I'm back in the door by...
We gotta get the Danger Cats.
Oh, that was
Get
fun.
Uncle Hack.
That was pretty funny, actually. But I have to be... My shirty has to be there, right? So I have my shirty with me after 10 o'clock, and I can't even... Basically, if I go for a smoke outside of the bar, he's got to come with me kind of deal, right?
Okay. Well, that answers my question. I was curious. But
That's what it is.
June.
1.5 thousand. We're halfway there. We made the halfway mark.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. If
We'll
Pat
get there.
racists sit at a table and Pat joins that 6 racists sitting at a table. That's awesome. What a caliber question that is, response. Man. Interesting.
Hey, Matt, the goal is 3K.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Matt B. Matt B is here. He's a big fan. We gotta bring Matt B in here. He adores you, man.
Well, we made friendships, right? A lot of people made some really good friendships.
Yeah, dude. Matt B. He's shitting his pants right now. I guarantee.
Well, there's this comment. Pat King, tell us about the sound change makes going down the stairs. Aren't you aware that that's one of the most change makes going down the stairs? Aren't you aware that that's one of the most change makes going down the stairs? Aren't you aware that that's one of the most change makes what's going on there? I don't know. Yeah, 1.5.
We had a sound loop.
I see that. What is it though? What do you know how to get those off?
Mr. Pat King. Yes.
What's up, man?
How are you, Mr.
He's on
Pat?
TikTok now, dude.
I am.
We're
Yeah.
showing him the way.
This is a great man. Up here, you want to know what a real Canadian's all about? Look at this man up there. That's a real Canadian. You know a guy that needs to be respected in this world? Look at this guy up there. He's been through a lot. People should respect him. People should see this man as a great, great Canadian. This man up here, okay? That's all I have to say about this man. He gave his heart,
Thanks,
his
man.
time, his love, his
Thanks,
energy,
man.
his respect to all Canadians that stand up.
So that was Matt B, everybody.
Right on. I take it he approves. I'm Matt Venn and
Yeah.
I approve this message.
You are a legend on this app. So
You gotta, I say it this way, Isaac. There's a lot of lost people out there. There are a lot of lost people that didn't know where to go, didn't know what to do, just felt alone at that time. And we had an opportunity to bring people together and let them know that they weren't alone and that they actually could talk about their things and not feel ostracized from public or, and it gave people a kind of a comfort spot for people to feel that they belong to something. And for that, I'll always be appreciative of, right? Because for me, everybody deserves some kind of healing sense or some kind of, group that feels that they're like-minded and they know that they weren't crazy all this time. And for thousands of people, that happened. I can't even tell you how many times people came up and said, you saved my life. And I'd be like, I never saved your life, man. And they were like, yeah, because, I was losing my job and I was losing my family and I felt like I was going crazy, but you kind of gave me some sense of I wasn't alone. So, and I don't care what anybody says, in the 3 weeks that we were there, the amount of people that gathered around the world, 27 countries around the world, and got together and just hugged and
monologuing. I just got pee.
Told their stories and were able to feel some kind of sense of safeness that they could be there. That was a magical moment. You can't, unless you were there, you wouldn't know. And for those that weren't there, I really wish you could have been there because it was beautiful. It was a beautiful time. Cost our city millions. It didn't cost your city millions, actually. That's the funny part. It didn't. It cost law enforcement millions. It actually lost millions because your Ottawa Business Association closed down the businesses right after the businesses were opened up under the Open Up Ontario Act. And when your Ontario Business Association came in and started kicking hotels down and shutting hotels down and shutting stores down and threatening owners of stores to not be open, that they lost millions in revenue. Even the people that are trying to claim in the lawsuit that they lost all these amounts of money can't even produce a receipt to prove that they lost any money. So I really wish you would get your facts straight. I really wish that you would go and look at the actual truth in all of this, and you'd realize that a lot of your comments aren't fact-based. And I'm sorry to the ones that were in Ottawa. Any person that I spoke to who was a resident came up and said it was the best thing to ever happen to the city of Ottawa, that Ottawa needed this shakeup and that people needed to understand. Now I understand there are people that weren't happy with it, and that's understandable. We can understand that people weren't happy with it. But show me one air monitoring system that showed you that we polluted the atmosphere. Show me one decibel meter that was actually calibrated by a professional and has the actual competency checklist done on it. And show me that our decibel levels were higher than any normal day in a busy downtown corridor. And you can't. You can't show any of that. So you can say whatever you want. That's fine.
Boom, boom, boom. Packing, fucking telling you how it is, motherfucker. This is fun. This is fun.
And then there's that comment. Yeah, Ottawa needed.
Listen to the words he just said, people.
You needed
Listen to that over again.
That's human shields. You needed kids as human shields. My daughter was on my shoulder having a good old time playing on the bouncy castles. And
got what we call an anecdote.
Well, we got to see, the beautiful Parliament buildings and all its splendor with fireworks.
Anecdotal argument.
I don't understand how you think we use them. We showed them history. The kids were never a human shield. So listening to that vitriol, those kind of comments, shows me again the caliber of people you invite or you draw into these into these conversations.
Dude, no. The best part about it is I'm on the other side, right? So I'm on your side right now, 100%. But I'm on your side. So the people that are talking shit are like the people that follow me. Like if you look at them, they're also talking shit about me. So it's like I'm getting just as much heat as you, if not more. Like I'm on your side. They don't even know what the fuck's going on right now.
Racist bigot. Look at this one.
Yeah, dude. They don't know what they're talking about.
And
You
that's
made a mistake. You don't know. You don't know. You know what you're talking about when it comes to legal situations, but you don't know what you're talking about when it comes to racism. And that's where they are like, you're a racist, and you don't even. You're not educated enough on that topic to defend yourself. But I am, so I'll defend you.
You want to know the kicker part of this? I actually hold a 3-year university degree in occupational health, safety, and environment, and I actually hold a degree from the University of Mount Royal out of Calgary in organizational behavior. So I'm actually very highly educated, and I did graduate, got my grade 12, got all my credentials. I didn't go into this uneducated. I came in this very educated, and I was always taught, be sure of when you're getting into an argument, Pat, because you got to have your facts and be able to speak the facts when you're in these arguments, and you can't afford to get caught in a lie. So to all these people in here saying, "Oh, I'm a liar," when they prove them wrong, what's the response? What's the rebuttal? Racist, grifter, racist, grifter. Like, come on, that's what you get. That's what I get. I give you an absolute fact-based opinion. I give you a fact-based result, questions and answers, and then I get racist. Oh, you're a racist. That's called cognitive dissonance. That means.
But you are a bit racist, Pat. You are a bit racist, but you just don't know it. It's all good. Though. You just gotta
Wait, I'll tell you why. And this is why people might think I'm a racist. Mm-hmm. If you're a fucking,
I know why.
If you're a fucking asshole, you're a fucking asshole. It doesn't matter what color skin you have. It doesn't matter what religion you have. But if you're an asshole, you're an asshole. I don't care who you are. And when it comes to jokes, see, people have been living under this umbrella of political correctness. There was a time when I could sit in a room with all ethnicities and we could crack the best jokes with each other, and we could have fun taking digs at each other, and we could actually have a good laugh and drink some beers and party and have a good time. But
Canada, Alberta. Specifically, we shoot shit. This is Alberta. Me and you, bro, we are from Alberta. We have the people that you hung out with in high school. I know a lot of them. Like we come from the same environment, one might say.
Say we're cut from the same cloth. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Like. Exactly. You know what I mean.
I get it. That's kind of one of the. I'm just going for a dart right now. I just know that. I just wish we can get back to simpler times where people knew that, hey, man, everybody likes everybody, but no matter what, if you're an asshole, you're an asshole. That's not racist. And if somebody calls you out for being an asshole, well, then we call you out for being an asshole. I wear that badge very proud. I could be an asshole. Absolutely, I'm an asshole.
Okay, but Pat, I'm just okay. We're gonna say it once, and we could just never talk about it again. You can have that conversation elsewhere. But basically, the idea is the white replacement theory. So, and that goes back to World War II with a certain. This is for educational purposes only, people. But what I'm saying is that is where they're upset. But we don't have to. You can rebuttal. We can talk about it if you want. But if you don't want to talk about it, we can just move on, and that doesn't have to be the topic of conversation.
It won't be, and this is all I said. I've already answered to this. I was paraphrasing and quoting what Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, the president of Iran, was saying in the United Nations. Those were his words. And then you've got a group like Anti-Hate Canada, knowing I nailed it on the head, and they didn't want everybody to know. They didn't want everybody to know that Pat King was actually hammering down.
What year was this?
2019.
Hassan Hirwani.
Huh?
How'd you say it? We're two white Albertans trying to pronounce his name. How'd you say it?
Mahmoud. I think it's Mahmoud. Ahmadinejad. And that's, I don't know how to spell it. He was the president of Iran. Just type into YouTube, president of Iran attends UN conference.
Okay, I'm pro-Iran. That's actually one of the defenses I have on why I like Donald Trump. Is
Can't stand him.
because
I like what he
hold
does
on.
in the business sense, but I
One of
can't
the
stand him.
reasons. Okay, one of the reasons why I actually will defend Donald Trump is send him the gifts, not me. We need to get him to 3K. It's a fundraising event for his legal fees. So send the gifts to him, not me. But basically, one of the reasons why I'll defend Trump is I remember during one of the news press releases, James Bolton was really trying to, thank you people, really trying to pressure Donald Trump into going to war with Iran. And you could actually see it in the stock market, and that's how I found out about it. It was it would be like, basically when war is about to break out, the stock market shows it in the stock market, right? So that was going down, and Donald Trump shut that shit down. He never went to war with Iran. But
Donald
now,
Trump was successful from keeping anybody going to war, and like I said, his policies were good. His business aspect of it was good. That's who you need. You need somebody who's good with business. Now, people can have.
Now we got Biden going to war with Yemen. So I mean, who's worse? Who's worse? If Iran were to make, Israel could bomb Iran, and if Iran retaliated, then all of a sudden Israel has the right to defend itself.
That topic myself, I'm not going to get into because I have a very, very, very opinion-based explanation on that. But I'm not going to get on that. I don't think any of that is correct. But Biden does. He can't. I don't even know if he knows what day it is when he's coming out of to talk, man. Like that guy's. That's elder.
Honestly,
that's me. That's elder abuse. They're taking advantage of an elderly man.
my headphones cut out there for a half a second.
Oh, good.
Are you telling me that going after Joe Brandon is elder abuse?
No. I mean, the people that are pulling his strings, they're taking advantage of an elderly person, and they're fighting these wars. The guy doesn't even know what day it is from one day to the next. So
the last comment, Senna. Oh my god. I wish Ricky and Bubbles could join. Right? Like this Alberta is very Canadian.
And
we have more money.
You want to know something funny about that is a lot of the things that I say, I do quote the Ricky-isms on purpose, and I do bring them out on purpose.
I thought so.
And people are all, guys like Ricky, man. He's like, I love that, man.
Can you rap?
Awesome. So
can you rap?
I take that as a badge of honor.
Can you rap?
Can I rap?
Yeah, you go viral. If we got a beat going and you rap, we get the screen recorders, man. Pat King does a rap. You could rap battle.
I don't rap, man. I got to do it though.
Me neither.
Purposes, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to donate gifts like Isaac was saying, it'd be greatly appreciated. I don't know how to do it yet, but I do know that if you can donate and you want to make a cash donation, you can send it directly to my lawyer at natasha.calvino@gmail.com. Please make the password Ottawa. And then there's that comment. My name is Ishmael. So when I said that,
can we bring him in? He would love to. He's actually awesome, dude.
My name is Ishmael.
He's Muslim, so I think that for the redemption, if he's not Muslim, but he could explain to you about Muslims. He's awesome, man. But he won't judge you, man. You couldn't even do anything worse than what has already happened on this show with Steve, who's a leftist. So,
hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, man.
Hey, Pat. How are you, man?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
I'm living the dream.
Right on.
We got Pat King.
How do you like my scarf?
I love it.
Yeah, it's dope, isn't it?
100%. You guys know that.
Can we explain?
Is your wife
white replacement theory to Pat King?
White Summer?
Sorry,
babe. Is this Summer's husband? Is your wife named Summer?
No.
Oh, look, this guy.
And we all don't know each other either.
He looks like
He's actually awesome. I think you would actually get if you were to talk to Aminal on his live, you guys would have a crazy conversation. Like this is my live, right? Shit gets crazy here. But if you and him were to have a conversation where you did like a debate, I think it would be very interesting. You would learn a lot, Pat King.
I'm not anti-Muslim. That's the thing. So a lot of people want to think I am, but I'm not. I'm actually pro. And I'm pro-Palestine. I'll say it.
He's pro-Palestine? Oh, bro.
I'll say it.
Pro-Palestine?
100%.
Pat King is
Alright.
based as fuck. I told you people he's cool. I told you.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think in relation to the rallies that are happening now? How would you relate it to the convoy?
Okay, so this is what I want to, and I've talked to
Unite.
some, and I've got a few people that are going to come on, and I've been trying to talk to some people in the background with that. I see a lot of paid protesters getting involved, paid agitators. I see things are, when you're going in and going after kids, not going after them, but making your voices heard. Absolutely, 100%. I totally back that. In a democratic country, we all have the right to do that. But when you're going into malls where kids are sitting on Santa's lap, I think that was wrong. And I think when, what was the other one that I didn't agree with?
Why they went to the malls and or started having them. You know where Christmas started, right? I mean, apparently it started in Bethlehem.
Apparently.
Like Christmas is going for the people in Bethlehem.
I hate Christmas, to be honest, and you can ask anybody. I know I can't stand Christmas. It's too commercialized.
Same, bro.
I hate it.
I was a Grinch on Christmas on
For the
this app. It was
kids, and
fun.
that's what it is. As for the religious beliefs of it, I have my own opinions when it comes to that religious beliefs. But the other one was
You
I
should
don't
join my religion, Pat King. We'll be. You should join my religion.
The malls, right? In relation
Can
to
I
what you said
pitch
about
my
the malls.
religion?
Hang on, Isaac. What did you say? What'd you say?
So in relation to why they went to the malls and whatnot, it's because Christmas started there. And that was the point behind that, right? And I mean, if you look at the messaging, it's look at the people that where Christmas started, how they're being handled. And everyone in the West is essentially ignoring what's happening, right? And not even ignoring it. All of the West is aligned on the other side and is, slapping on the wrist and saying, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. And he's basically saying, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do anyways, and goes ahead and does it. But do you think, I'm actually very excited to ask these questions, and I hope you don't mind.
No,
And
I
Shout
don't.
out to Yemen.
As long as they're respectful, right?
I'm always going to keep it 100 that way, man. I'm not here to judge. That ain't what I do.
Copy
Right.
that.
And I mean, listen, we can all see what the media does to people.
Send your gifts to Pat King. This is a fundraising event for Pat King. I'm sorry.
We all see what the media can do to people, and we can all see them villainize and prop up heroes and all of that. But I want to give you the benefit of the doubt because I don't know. I mean, during the convoy, I was hustling. That's what I was doing. So I didn't get to go out to Ottawa or anything like that. I had to keep food on my table, and it was a hard time because I'm a traveling dude. I travel for a living, and that whole living element had crashed and burned. So I had to create from the ground up again a lot of what I do now, and it wasn't easy. But I didn't have any luxury of taking time off. Let's put it that way. I want to ask. So
Wrap it up.
you didn't like number one the thing with the malls. What was something else that maybe you would say wasn't the same?
There's some people that were involved that made it look very paid propaganda kind of thing. Oh, the big other one was when the elder couple I saw were skating on the rink at Dundas Park. The woman actually said she supported Palestinians, and they still went after her, and a couple guys got in the elderly gentleman's face and started calling him a terrorist and started accosting him. I didn't agree with that either. I didn't agree with like how they were going after him, and even the lady was like, "We support you guys. Please don't attack them." Right? And then the one guy went after him, and you get that in every group. I know this. I know you can't control the masses, but at that point, that was something I didn't like. I stand for the message. I stand for the people exercising their democratic rights, but I just didn't like that. And when people are, especially elderly and children, that's kind of off limits in where I come from.
Okay, but I mean, and just from me saying that, it's pretty anecdotal for sort of impacting the lives of one person. I'm sure they've inconvenienced the lives of a lot of people, right? I get that. But now, are we being timed, Isaac? How much time do I have?
Why is there a timer anyway?
You have 1 minute. Pat King has 2 minutes.
Oh,
we're having you're doing we didn't even know we were having a debate. I thought we were having a conversation. I was just asking.
Point of order, commissioner. Point of order, commissioner.
Do you think there's any similarities between what's happening with the rallies?
And go.
Do you think there's any similarities on what's happening with the rallies now to the convoy?
I do see a lot of similarities. We all started off peaceful and everything was great, but I do see the law enforcement ramping up, and they're going to start not being your friends anymore, and that's going to cause an issue. I'd hate to see what happened with us, people getting their windows smashed and beaten and then rifle butts to the head and things like that. I do see an escalation happening. And not on our side, like not on the people's side, but more on law enforcement side. And I do know that some people aren't going to back down, such as you can say we didn't back down, and then it's gonna incite something. And that's my fear. And we did a really good job at keeping people peaceful in Ottawa. I believe that it was 100% peaceful. We parked outside of Justin Trudeau's office for 3 weeks, and not one window was broken. We cleaned the streets. We cleaned our garbage. We fed the homeless, all of that kind of stuff. So I do know
Trudeau.
We're going to make
Trudeau, we want to talk to you, Trudeau.
But I mean, we got within inches of Trudeau at a restaurant. So I mean,
and that you should have heard me when I saw that. I was in the background, whoop whoop whoop, like right on, guys, good. And that's you have the right. They're your paid elected officials, so they should not avoid questions. Look at these people you stole from a homeless day one. Oh man, the caliber of comments in this, Isaac, is just it just baffles me, man. Now I drowned 6 cats in 23.
This is freedom of speech. This is DC 6ix9ine style, bro.
So we don't have freedom of speech, right, Isaac? So why are people saying?
But I talk to a lot of Americans, so I actually do have freedom of speech when I talk to Americans. So sometimes I actually do have freedom of speech because I'm not actually talking about my country. But then it's actually only illegal for Canadians to talk about. I mean, it's only legal for Americans. It's only illegal for Americans to talk about Canadian politics, but it's legal for Canadians to talk about American politics because freedom, First Amendment. So, I am allowed to talk about American politics. They're not allowed to talk about Canadian politics. That's the law.
He's eating into your. I know it's illegal, but he's eating into your time. I only get 1 minute. You get 2. It's only fair.
I was just fucking around.
Yeah, I have no idea. You're derailing everything.
It is what it is. My thing is I'd like to. So sometimes people don't know
it gets too heated.
A lot of people don't know this about me. When I first started doing all this stuff and finding out the things that I knew, guess where I started to look down the rabbit holes? Guess where it was? Palestine. I started to see the atrocities back in the 80s, what they were doing over there. Then I saw the biggest, largest oppressed concentration camp of my life, and being held by a group of people that claim to be the most oppressed and most hindered people in society. And they were doing it back to another group of people. So I started going down the rabbit hole, started looking into, the USS Liberty, the attack on that by Israel against the Americans. I started looking down the rabbit hole of educating myself on what was happening over there. And I actually shed tears many a times at things that were going on. I watched a drunken Israeli soldier on sentry duty open up with his M60 on a school of children that held 60 kids in there, and he slaughtered them all. I watched reporters trying to stop bulldozers, and the bulldozers just killed these 2 reporters, mowed them over, and it was absolutely disgusting when they were just trying to help. I seen, the ships coming in with food and supplies and first aid equipment and stuff for the people of Palestine, and the Israeli Black Forces, Mossad, flew in, took over the ship, and seized all of their goods and I thought, this is disgusting. From a society of people that claim to be the most oppressed and genocided group of people to be doing this to another group of people, how can you claim the humanitarian factor of it? Now, I can't tell you who threw the first bomb, can't tell you who threw the first stone, but I do know, as a researcher going back into history, this is something that's happened hundreds and thousands of times, and they've been kicked out of every country, every society that they've ever belonged to in Babylonian times. And it's just a repeating, a revolving door for them. And now it's nice to see that they're being called out on it. It's nice to see that the attention is finally being brought to light about it. And I just ask, and if I have any say in any of it, just remember the Canadian values and cultures here in Canada. You can protest all you want. Be peaceful. Be peaceful with it. Do it right.
That's a great point, right? So, I mean, we've been going since essentially October 7th, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, why haven't we had the Emergencies Act called on us?
Because you guys go home at night. Don't go home.
You're not from Alberta, man. Trudeau hates Alberta. Alberta hates Trudeau. That's a fact. We don't even have a Liberal Party. We have a 2-party system here because we hate the Liberal Party so fucking much. All right.
So, does that resonate with you as well, Pat? Are you not friends with the?
I don't think anybody should have got the Emergencies Act. We know that was an overreach. We knew it was illegal, as much as the public order emergency wish-wash happened. With them, appointing their own commissioner, appointing their own buddies to adjudicate on those kind of things. It should have never been. It should have never happened. And it is a definite government overreach. But you know what? It opened up a lot of people's eyes, and it showed a lot of people the truth of what was really going on. And for that, it is what it is. I don't think he'll ever do it again. We made him look really bad. Right? We made him look really bad. And now all the truth to all of that is coming out. Unfortunately, it's some years later. It should have came out at the time. Like your plight as well. It should have come out years ago. And
fuck Trudeau!
It did, right? I mean, we had the Oslo Accord. We had the second Oslo Accord. I mean, it has come out for years, right? It's just, unfortunately, people that support him end up disappearing or, getting on the line, which is a fun TikTok term. Welcome to TikTok. So, as an outsider looking in, right?
Welcome to TikTok. No, but this is a welcome to TikTok. Pat King on TikTok is revolutionary. This has never happened before, folks. Get him to 3K. We gotta get him to 3K, man. Pat King on TikTok. Pat King, this is the words of Trisha Paytas, all right? If you haven't had 10 TikTok accounts yet, you haven't made it yet.
No.
Right? That's the rule. Make 10 right now and just be ready for it.
I'm okay.
I'm going to let you guys do the thing. I have one question left. And then I feel bad because I keep interrupting you.
No, I actually like this.
So, as an outsider looking in, I have but the news, and I really stay away from anecdotal. I stay away from that whole mob mentality. I try to form, my own opinion about things. So I go to several different news sources and try to understand where the intricacies are and understand what those intricacies are and rip them apart and try to say, well, hey, here's a discrepancy here, here's a discrepancy here, and sort of go into research and go into deeper on why people were reporting discrepancies here and discrepancies there. That's kind of my MO. But what I'm going to say is just as an outsider looking in, it seems to me that the Emergencies Act was called because there was trade stopped. And, as a lot of people, I'm gonna assume that you align maybe with more conservative ways. Is that fair, true or false?
I'm conservative, sure. I'm a realist, and I want to benefit everybody. I don't want to benefit myself. I really want to see the best for everybody. Now, when you said about the stopping of trade, I can say to this: prior to the Emergencies Act being invoked, there was trade still going on. The bridge was still open. The bridge was not closed. The bridge was still pushing goods and services over the U.S. and same with the Coots border. There was still goods and services being pushed across.
Was it strained though?
And what's that?
Was it strained? Was it like flow as usual?
I'm not sure because
like one lane open, Nexus lane open, and that's it.
I'm not familiar with how it was because we had nothing to do with it. Like I had no details of how it was. I do know that goods were moving. But at the same time, I also know this. Prior to the Emergencies Act being even invoked, those blockades were taken down. So they didn't even need the Emergencies Act to take them down. They were already dismantled. They were dismantled and broken up and sent on their merry way prior to the invocation of the Emergencies Act.
So what Transport Canada says is that approximately $4 billion was locked up and able to trade because of the slowdown. So in 3 weeks, $4 billion, that's a hefty sum, man.
They also said that the ArriveCan app took $560 million, but it didn't take $560 million.
Yeah, but that's a whole different element. And I'll be honest,
I'm just showing you
myself. If someone's going to pay me money to do something,
there's a discrepancy, right? They said it did this much, but it really didn't do that much. It didn't take that much. They play with the numbers, the overinflation of the numbers, and I don't know. That's
the cost of doing business, really, right? You ever get a quote from like a home, right? Something $200,000. At the end of the day, it's maybe $350. Sorry.
I know you hate it when I kick you, bro.
So I'm gonna leave then.
It's all good.
Thank you, Pat. If you want to have a real conversation where there's no Gestapo, look me up.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
This is Gestapo. We are Gestapo.
I don't know. I understand.
Aminal's awesome, dude. You should talk to Aminal. I didn't boot him. I was just like, I want to hang out with Pat King. I don't want to. Why would I want to have like?
You're stuck at 1.7K here.
I don't know. It's basically like you can have 9 people on the panel on TikTok. I would recommend only having like 2.
All good. It's all good.
That's just me though.
You want to really know the truth? The reason why I signed on to TikTok. The whole reason I signed on to TikTok was so that I can get onto your show, so that I can have these conversations, because I've seen a lot of uneducated and factless opinions being spewed on your stuff, and it just can't take it anymore because people. I've been silenced for a reason, is because I can have this kind of conversation with any group of people, and I'm very successful in showing both sides of the situation, and I'm a good mediator. And nobody wanted me to be able to still carry on that ability. So for the last 2 years, people have been eating each other in these small echo chambers under these algorithms of TikTok, Twitter, yada, yada, yada. And people have just been at each other because they don't want to see groups of people actually unite, come together, and work on a common goal to just be good fucking people, to just do what's right in this world. And if we had that ability that, hey, you know what? I don't like you. You don't like me. That's fine. But we can agree that shit's fucked up. Can we please try and fix it? Like, that's it. That's all I want to see. I can walk into the bushes like Homer Simpson memes and, disappear into the sunset. I have no problems. As long as everybody is understanding that your differences and my differences don't matter. It's the greater good of the population that matters. And I want to make sure that when I leave this world, that I leave a legacy and I leave an opportunity of success for my children and my grandchildren. And that is what every society has done over the span of humanity, tribal or not tribal. In old tribal lore, it was your name that carried on to the next generation of tribes members. And you have like Robert the Bruce and William Wallace, or you have other groups of honorable men, honorable family lineage. And that's something that's been lost. And a lot of parents have lost the sight of that, is leaving that legacy of good people when we leave this world. And unfortunately, it's the machine that's done it to us. It's the governmental machine that has dictated what we can say and what we can't say, what we can do and what we can't do. And we've lost sight of just good, wholesome, cultural, and ethical morals in Canadian history. And I really want to see that come back. I want to see that happen again. I want to see people take care of their neighbors. You know how long I lived in a subdivision and I didn't even talk to my neighbors because they didn't know that we talked to each other. Hi, just a hi, bye. When I grew up, my parents would grow vegetables in our garden. They would talk to the neighbors and say, we're going to grow this. And then the neighbors would say, okay, well, we'll grow this. And then they would trade at the end of the season in the fall and say, okay, I'll take some of what you got and you can take some of what I got. And now we just all prospered. We all had lots of vegetables in our cold rooms and stuff. And that was just a regular thing that we did.
Fuck the fart tax.
The fart tax. That's such a joke. Such a joke.
I know, right? Yeah. It's not even, everybody blamed Notley. It wasn't Notley.
Okay, so Rachel did push for it, though, and did accept it, and did put her check mark on it.
She had no choice.
You have a choice. Everybody has.
It's like bribing each other, dude. You have to it's like tit for tat with politics. You make a deal.
Yeah, it's been what Jagmeet Singh's been doing his whole career. I'll vote for your bills if you give me the government grants for the NDP that we need.
That's the beauty of it, though.
But what kind of governmental establishment this is how you look at Canadian governmental establishment. We have 5 parties.
Three-party system.
Well, we have 5, though. We have the Green Party, the Bloc Québécois, you've got the Liberals, the NDP, and the Conservatives. Now you have them all sitting there bribing each other in the House of Commons. Bribing each other legally over the floor. Now, what kind of government institution allows legal bribing?
One sec. I got a little bit of a. That's Brett Kavanaugh. He is one of the 7 or 9 kings and queens of America. He's on the Supreme Court. That's Brett Kavanaugh. And he likes beer. And this is a follow-up question for you, Pat King. Does Ryan Kavanaugh or Harvey Weinstein or Ryan Kavanaugh look the same? I mean,
there are some similarities, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there's actually that you actually joined the purple group.
Oh,
right here. That's most of the people here. They say that they don't look alike, but there are similarities, right?
Yeah.
This is a Supreme Court. We're lucky in Canada to have a 5-party system. All right, we actually get shit done here.
I wouldn't say lucky. No, we definitely need electoral reform in this country in a big way. We definitely do.
So you want a 2-party system?
I would go for a 2-party system on the basis that it's equal representation. No, God no. Throw your monarchy out the window.
But this guy? Would you take this guy?
I don't know. I don't even know enough to talk about that guy, whether I like him or not. But what I'm saying is a definite electoral form with actual equal representation across the board. We have a mass lean to the far left with the eastern provinces having a majority of the say and the majority of the seats.
And
That's not fair. That's not fair.
actually, the Conservative Party is, if you want to be real, the Conservative Party is also liberal.
You see, the Conservative Party actually was
Technically.
liberal, and the Liberal Party was actually conservative at one point. The roles have reversed since. I can't tell you why or when, but the roles have actually reversed. A true conservative really wants the best for everybody, wants equal fairness for everybody, wants to make sure that everybody prospers and everybody has equal access to infrastructure, healthcare, all of that stuff. A true conservative does. And a true liberal,
Yeah, but that's now the NDP.
that's why.
So what I say is Danielle Smith should centralize the oil industry.
Centralize the oil industry.
Mm-hmm.
Elaborate, please.
So one of the ways that you can get around the carbon tax is if you made it so that it was everything that was every drop of oil that came out of the ground was property of the Alberta government. So then she could get around the carbon tax and then sell it to the oil companies.
Do you know that due to the Statute of Westminster in 1931, each province is equally independent of the federal government, and that the federal government cannot and should not ever dictate how a province manages their resources?
But what I'm saying is the province should take over the resources
100%.
and then they should sell it on the world market instead of what they're doing now. But
100%. 100%. And that's why the Sovereignty Act, that's why the Alberta independence groups are kind of mustering up, some old cobwebs, because they're looking at that exact idea. We have the ability to self-govern ourselves without the federal government ever dipping their nose into us. We've had too many politicians that.
What about the oil companies, though?
Okay, but I'm
said
talking
fuck it to the oil companies.
On a bigger scheme of things. We can say that in a perfect world. Okay, oil companies, you got your own.
Because then we'd have more money than the federal government.
That's right, we would. And actually, if we were to break away from any ties to the federal government on paper, would still be a part of the Union of Canada, and we could be independently run and organized and independently governed. And then we can allocate those funds to the rest of the country or the rest of the province as we see fit. I think that would give us a better foothold in confederation with the rest of the country. But at the same time, there's too many politicians with their hands out and their noses up Trudeau's ass that
I think it's the oil companies.
The oil companies.
I think we got to drop the oil companies.
Nope.
But I also think that we need to work with the oil companies in the same process.
The oil companies don't own the reservoirs. Alberta owns the reservoirs.
So why aren't we capitalizing on it?
We allow the permitting, and we allow
for the after the pension plan. Why did my buddies go and work up north for $18 an hour?
I don't know. Why did they? Because they wanted the good money.
It was 2016.
Yeah, I worked and made a lot more than that.
I know. And what needs to happen is they need to strike and ask for a living wage. What I say is they should be asking for $200 an hour.
Whoa! Then you're gonna you'll crater the industry. We did that. We did that. We decided to get a pair of balls in the oil and gas industry in 2015, actually about 2013, 2014. And we started marking up our rig rate.
What if the government was the one that controlled it?
And actually there's outside boards that do the CAODC
fuck the oil and gas companies profiting off that shit. Have the government control it. They pay the workers a living wage, right? They then can fund a high-speed train across the province. They can then just completely advance the province and prepare for the future like Dubai did. What just happened? just getting a phone call. Like, shut this down. Shut her down. I mean, oil and gas could sponsor me. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at spewing their propaganda. I'm gonna turn the comments on. This is fun. This is fun.
Excuse me.
That's
Oh.
that.
Oh boy, we're back into this again.
Yeah, they got the be respectful. Oh, now you want us, well. Hey, you be nice to Pat. Like, we're having a good time here. And if you don't understand what we're talking about, then don't judge. Because I know what he's talking about. He's on some shit. He knows what's going on.
Freedom is hard is a bad one. Take them out.
I'm sick. Sen is awesome, man.
And it's not a matter of being freedom of speech or whatever. You've got nothing. Baseless comments. That speaks on your character and your caliber of person.
That's TikTok, though.
It is what it is. Those
So
people
you gotta get used to this.
Okay, I don't have to get used to it, actually. And neither should you. You should raise the bar. Do you know what I mean? You should raise the bar for yourself and not just allow every little troll. I don't
disagree.
I don't, because I only want to speak with people who want to get to solutions. I want to speak with people who can have sensible conversations. I want to speak to people who can actually hold a conversation.
You discount the ones that come across the wrong way.
I come across the wrong way. Right. Okay.
You could make a friendship that you didn't know that you would have made if, like, for example, me and Reverend Kevin.
You can make a friendship when you both can agree to disagree, but still be civil, right? Not spew expletives or vitriol or any kind of derogatory comments just because you have some factless based opinion of somebody that you saw on some meme. That's what I mean. Like, I don't know. I guess my caliber of people is a little bit higher, I guess. I expect more. I expect educated. I expect...
No, I pretty much say the same shit.
I guess my expectations are too high, but you know what? They're not too high.
I just have like there's like a pendulum, right? So on this side, it's like the people that are not chill, and then these are the people that are chill. And then if you're like you're on this side, I just like I ignore you. And then if you're on this side, you're like, yeah, you're a friend of the show.
Yeah. I get it. But I if you were in my room, Isaac, and people were talking shit about you, even if they were longtime followers, they'd be deleted right away.
Yeah, see here, I let them. I say talk shit.
I don't, because it just causes arguments and causes that negative connotation in your head, which kicks in your cognitive dissonance, which makes you want to block out any comments or any kind of actual ability to have tangible conversations.
So that's why I blocked the comments with you, right? Is because you have a different style than me.
I still have on my Facebook page 350,000 followers of all people that can actually have good conversations. Now, there's bots in there, absolutely. With every large following, you get them. But a majority of my following can sit, and I can sit in any room with a lot of them and have these conversations. And that's the only way you're going to make the change that you want to see in this world, is actually have people who want to work, who want to actually figure this out. We can agree to disagree. You don't have to like me, and I don't have to like you. But we can also agree that it isn't about us. It's about the bigger picture. And it's about leaving something our kids can be proud of. And that's it.
This is fun, Pat. I don't know. You're a good co-host.
I put up with a lot of people for a lot of years, man, and I've I've wanted the same thing. And yeah, it's a trial by error. Nobody ever wrote instructions on how to start podcasting or start being a political activist in some form or manner. So I've had my own trials and errors, and I've tripped up and I've made mistakes, and that's fine. It happens. But I've never veered away from my true person of who I am. And I am a good person, and I know I am, and I was raised right. I had a good mom. I was raised by a single mom. I grew up a tough life. I was picked on, bullied, kicked the shit out of. I've been homeless. I've been injured. I've almost lost my life. I've almost died. You know, I've had substance issues before at one point. I sought help. You know, I've been down that road. I've experienced life. And I know it's best to just be a fucking good person. But if you're going to be an asshole, you should be ready to be called for being an asshole. Thanks, babe. You should have the ability to be called an asshole, but be called an asshole on actual fact-based things.
I fuck with the trolls, man.
I don't even give them the time of day because that actually ruins your ability to hold actual, tangible, good, wholesome conversations. They're distracting.
I disagree. You want to know why? Because they come in here, they talk their shit, and then they get addicted, and then that's the thing. They get hooked.
They get hooked. I guess if you're doing it for clout, I understand. No problem. Okay, we got it. I see what it is. I actually think we could be successful.
It's not so much that. I actually could technically change their opinion because they come in here with their opinion and then they come in all hot and heavy and then I talk to them and then they leave with a different opinion than what they came in here with. And if they don't, then they clip me out of context and they do their little thing.
And that's where I'm at. That's exactly what I've been experienced too, right? I've been experienced at that as well. And yeah,
I expect that.
I can see your point, but if people such as, Freedom is Hard that was making those belligerent comments, that's somebody that I don't feel like has earned an ounce of my energy to draw my attention to focus on their comments. You don't earn that. You haven't earned that. Now you want to call me out intellectually. I dare you to. Fucking debate me. 100%. I encourage that. Research. I encourage that. Find articles where I'm wrong or things that I've said that were wrong. Find it and prove it, and I'll be the first to admit that I was wrong. Now that is educated, and that's mature, and that's how adults act. Now, if you refuse to do that, that's on you. I actually invite it.
Same.
Because we're going to get nowhere. And society's just going to sit at the stall point. And we're going to continue stalling out. Nobody's actually going to get to any achievable goals. I set goals, and I try to reach for those goals. And if I don't get to them, I hope that I get at least somewhat close to them, that I got to push them down the road a little bit further. And all this is done with all of the stipulations and the conditions I'm under and the court that I'm going through. All it's done is stalled me. I'm going to continue on eventually, and I'm going to get there. You may have knocked me down 3 steps. Knock me back 3 steps, but it's going to take me 4 steps till I'm back up again. So
no, I disagree. I think that what you got to do is you got to do the Donald Trump method, where bad publicity meant good publicity.
Well, sure. I don't like the bad.
Embrace the meme.
It just brings in that caliber that I don't. I'm above that. And that's not a high and mighty thing. It's not
but it's a thing.
I set standards for myself, right? I set standards for myself, and I expect myself to act those standards. And I expect the people that are going to be engaging with me to have those same standards. And I will not accept. There's a difference between online and real life. Like, this is a parasocial relationship. It's different than if we were to go out to a bar. You know what I mean? Okay, but I've always claimed the real Pat King. I am on the same online as I am in person. I have never veered from that. I'm the same person.
So my level of expectation from myself is the same level I expect from the people that I'm engaging with. And if I'm not getting that level, then that's actually reducing me down to a level that I don't even want to be down in that cesspool of belligerent, ignorant, factless, accusations based on rumor, pointing fingers. I want to be with somebody who's, wants to take a topic, research it, get to the nitty gritty of it, come to a conclusion, and then get to a solution.
What I'm saying is if you're able to take the negative and then turn it into a positive, then um, you're pretty much getting a W at the end of the day. So like sometimes the hate can actually feed the positive. That's the weird part about being online. It's not the same as real life.
Hate has never brought forth positive. Negative attracts negative, man. Positive attracts positive. That's science.
Opposites attract.
That's some book that you read, Opposites Attract. Opposites actually do not attract. Negative attracts.
And why is the
take chemistry in high school? Did you take chemistry in high school? You need a negative.
Have you ever used a magnet?
Pardon?
Have you ever used a magnet and tried to put a positive onto a positive? They won't stick.
Yeah. You're talking magnetic attraction, okay. I'm talking electric energy, frequency, universal energy. If you put out negative energy, you're going to attract negative energy. If I'm going to have a negative conversation with somebody, I'm going to attract other people to have more negative conversations with me. Do you know what I mean? The more positive conversations I have, then the more positive conversations I'm going to attract. And that's what I want. You attract more flies with honey than you do, or more bees with honey than you do with shit.
This is true. This is true. That's what I'm trying to tell my chat right now, but they won't listen, so.
The things for me, the biggest things for me is I've made mistakes and I've been a very angry and aggressive person in my early years, and it never got me any benefits. It always got me wrong. Things happened to me. My accident, for one. Losing a job, for one, or being fired from a job, for one, all because of my negative actions. When the second I decided to change my attitude and change my life to more positive, then more positive things occurred and more positive things started to happen in my life. And I'd attest that on putting out what I wanted to see. It was a lot of work. It was hard. And I still, I slip up every once in a while and I'll get aggressive and I'll get mad. But it took a long time for me to go through all of those trials and tribulations through life to teach me the difference and how to be a better person. And that's all I'm trying to focus on now in the latter part of my years. I want to be a better person and I want to contribute to society better. And that's what I'm asking from everybody. Yes, we can make change in this world. We can be that change in this world that we want to see. But you have to take that initiative and just try to be a better person. And a lot of people have been raised on reality shows and fucking internet and all of this stuff. And they're hiding behind a keyboard and getting away with being negative. And they think it's funny. And then they go and sit around the water cooler in the office and go, oh, I really told that guy, you did nothing. You accomplished nothing except for showed the caliber of character that you really are. And unfortunately, that caliber is not a caliber I want to be anywhere near.
I mean, there is some level of efficiency. I've experienced it myself, there is some, you can maneuver the boat into a certain direction, right? But yeah, you're kind of right. Online, you won't ever change anyone's mind. I learned that during the election when I went door to door and I talked to people. I was like, yeah, this is way different than online. And then I talked to people online and I was like, yeah, no, this is not the same.
And that's a part of society that we've also lost as well, is being able to talk to people face to face, you know, and having actual conversations one on one. We do that anymore. We're on Zoom, or we have the ability to not, you know, send a negative conversation over a text and never have to be responsible for the response, or over a comment.
This is kind of sweet though. What we got going on here is kind of like some next level shit. So,
Well,
this is your debut also. So,
well, and this is who I am, though, man. And I've never said I wasn't anybody but this person. And if you watch any of my videos from Ottawa, yeah, we were excited and we were doing our things, but I always said peace, man. Always kept it peaceful, always, and worked with my heart and worked with my mind. And I work with people that are attracting in the like-minded people. And that's what we did, man. Man, Ottawa was such a peaceful thing and such a great time, and there were no issues with anybody. In where I
shut it down.
What's that?
I went to show the stream and they shut it down as soon as. Oh no, here it is. Okay, so. Oh, I can't do it. Okay, I gotta go into the other one. So there's the creep lobby, and we got the 50 viewers, and then we got the lefties in the other one because we don't have the comments here, right? So this is how it works. And then if we go to Paul,
Oh yeah, she's probably having fun with it, eh?
She's got shout out. She's cool.
It is what it is, and maybe
cool.
somebody in those in those echo chambers will understand where I'm coming from, and they'll see what I'm actually trying.
We got 65 in the other one,
and that's fine. It is what it is. Numbers don't mean anything. I could have 2 people, and that's fine. But what I'm saying though is this: I can reach with positivity than I can with negativity. And the downfall is a lot of people have lived on that reality TV show where they lie, cheat, steal, and manipulate to get what they want. And unfortunately, that's not beneficial to society. That's actually that's a detriment to society. It's going to bring society down. And
I don't think you're going to make it on TikTok.
I'm not trying to make it on TikTok.
I'm just kidding.
Ask me that.
That's what TikTok's all about.
You think I wanted this popularity? I didn't. I could care less about it.
TikTok's like reality TV.
But now I've been given an opportunity, you know, by God or by whoever, by the creator or whoever you want to believe in. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm not going to
Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's actually who I worship, yes.
But I've been given an opportunity to be the change that I want to see in this world, and I want to actually be that humanitarian that helps everybody, and make sure that everybody's successful. I do. I want to be that person. What kind of society do we live in? Here's a prime example of negativity. You have a government that would rather push fentanyl on young kids, crack cocaine, heroin, and meth, and make it legal instead of making rehabilitation legal. When we can save more people and turn their lives more positive direction than keeping them in a negative slump.
Whoa, okay. The idea is not to make fentanyl legal. The idea is to make it so that drugs are legal so that they don't access fentanyl accidentally where they have a heart attack. That's the idea.
No, you have a government that is you have a government that's trying to be a drug cartel and trying to corner the market on illegal drugs. That's what you have, unfortunately. And that's an opinion that I have, and it's an opinion that I think should not. It shouldn't happen in Canada. We're a laughing stock on the national level.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if we're gonna talk like, you know, the drugs, right? Fentanyl kind of came out of nowhere, right? And it would opioids was pushed by pharmaceutical companies, and there was actually lawsuits against pharmaceutical companies that got people hooked on. So then you just need a point. But then the problem is a little speck of something gets caught on the wrong type of drug, then that's where people start to die really, really quickly, because even Narcan won't save them because it's on the wrong drug, right?
So then you agree that
And
opioids are a problem and that the government pushed opioids and our health system pushed opioids on the population, which caused a mass
well,
epidemic.
that's a fact.
Yeah. Yeah. So you agree with that?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Well, that's a
Yeah,
government.
that's a fact. It was proven in a lawsuit.
I know. And I'm actually got the documentation to actually file for that lawsuit because I was addicted to opioids with my accident. With my accident that occurred, I was prescribed OxyContin, and it became highly addictive.
But
And then I had to fight to get off that with my own willpower, and I did.
This is the flip side.
I almost died getting off it. I'm talking back in 2014, because of my accident. I was on some serious heavy painkillers, and I got myself off it to benefit myself, and I did it.
This is Senna. She's awesome, by the way. Hi, Senna.
Hi. You guys are talking about, and you have to be able to relate to this. Like when people talk about opioids and things like that, it's harm reduction, right? So like for me, I'm in chronic pain. You said when you took oxycodone, it was because you were in an accident.
Yeah.
Okay, so the problem is that we cut social programs, we cut funding to get people trauma management, pain management, and we don't, like pain management is not covered. Like just the basics are, like I have bone marrow disease. So I have to get like needles in my neck, but I can only get the bare minimum because I can't afford, like I think I went into the whole $10,000. So I think the problem is when we talk about harm reduction is that we don't start saying things like the government is pumping this stuff into people. We need to find harm reduction. We need to find ways to make it safe for people to get treated so that they're not buying it on the black market, so that they're not getting addicted without a doctor watching over you, you know, like before, yes, oxycodone, all that was, there are bad doctors out there, but like as somebody who doesn't get proper pain management, that type of language is hard, like it's harmful to sick people because like we're not getting pain management anymore because doctors won't give it because everybody's like, oh, and it's like we need to get people treated for one, trauma, because a lot of the times when people get addicted to substance or dependent on substances, it's because of trauma. And then the other reason would be like an accident or like me having cancer, right? So I've been watching, so I just had to kind of like come in because you are a big figure and there are a lot of people who do listen to you and follow you. So like for me, I'm a far leftist, right? So my issue is that there are things that happen as an immunocompromised person where I'm hurt and I'm angry at you. So in order for us to have the conversation, right, like being able to have the chat open, like ignoring the trolls, but listening to some of the people that are willing to have some form of dialogue, right?
Right. I agree.
We can open it if they're nice because they've been really annoying. They annoy me.
Give me an opportunity to just come back on that, and I can agree with you on certain things on that. But also, we do have our own responsibility as human beings, as adults, to look at other venues or other avenues to attempt to heal ourselves other ways. I found more in naturopath, and I'm chronic. I have extremely bad back. I have 4 compressed discs in my lower back. I'm missing my leg. I deal with phantom pain on the daily. I barely take a Tylenol. I use other means that I've found that can help me with my pain reduction. But I will not, and I refuse to take any kind of chemicals. I refuse to take anything that the government is going to prescribe, because when the government did prescribe it to me, it caused massive problems. And it caused a really big issue within my circle of my life. So
If that opportunity was available and the government was able to make that available to people, absolutely, I'd be 100% on board. But I do not
So
agree
there's
with hard drugs, crack cocaine, methamphetamine, heroin. I do not agree with that. I agree that if those people are suffering from those addictions, then rehabilitation should have been the first option to offer, then giving these drugs and making these drugs accessible for them. That's an enabling mentality. And that's my opinion. That's all it is. It's just
No, for sure. Okay, one second, Senna. Okay, can I just throw like a 1 second? You got feedback, so I gotta mute you. But okay, so there's a weird solution to the problem that there's no right answer, and there's okay, so there's a vaccine for opioid addiction, and what you're talking about is if you were to take that vaccine, you would no longer have that option. But then if you were to take that vaccine, he would no longer have to worry about what he has to worry about, because there's no right answer with the opioid epidemic, because there's the addiction point and there's the pain relief. But if you're an addict, you have to overcome that. If you were to take a vaccine, you wouldn't get the pain relief. And yeah, you go, Senna.
Okay, so first what you have to do is we have to stop saying things like addiction and like it's a dependence, right? It's like smoking cigarettes. It's changing the language first helps. But like Pat, you're saying that you got addicted to it or you became dependent on it and it was bad for you, right? But do you ever think that it could stem from maybe not getting proper trauma management growing up? Like you said, you had a hard upbringing. Like I had a horrible upbringing and I didn't get access. Like I have post-traumatic stress disorder. I didn't get access to any of these services, right? So I ended up using substances because that was how I escaped. A lot of people do that, right? So the issue is that like, I don't know, you've said a lot of things that are like highly controversial. You're probably like, I will admit, I watched you, George, and Owen, like I'd never seen anything like it. Like it was like January 6th happened here, but it was like a party. It was wild. But it's the things that were like, even the indigenous thing. Okay, so saying like we're indigenous to the land. The only thing that I have a problem with that is because we're not. Technically, we're not. Like my indigeneity would be Ireland and Scotland and Norway. Like that's where my ancestors came from. You know what I mean? Can you see how that, like my son has First Nation, like his dad has First Nations, but like he has to like go through all of these things to even like be like being First Nation or being indigenous. You have to be like a part of the culture, right? It's not just blood quantum. So I can understand like when you say like that you're indigenous, maybe you are, maybe you have family that raised you that way. But can you see how it might have been like harmful to like First Nations people because you were such a big figure and it was just like it was on W5. Like you were on W5. It's wild.
I was on W5, but what you saw was a 5-minute explanation from an hour and 45-minute conversation of which I secretly taped, and I have the copy of that, and I can show that for at some point I will show it, but I can't give evidence that's being used in trial at this moment. But at the onset of that, I did grow up going to powwows. I grew up. Is that me having all the feedback?
Could be me. I'll mute. Sorry.
But it was okay. Sorry. I grew up going to powwows my whole life. I grew up with Indigenous culture. I went to school with many First Nations people. My city has 5 reserves all around it. A lot of my good friends are all Native and everything, and I've grew up with the culture. Now, I never once belittled the culture. I love the culture. The culture is one of the most beautiful things in the world, and if anything I want to relate to where my religious beliefs or my cultural beliefs come from, it is First Nations beliefs. I also practice First Nations medicines. I try to use rat root when I get sick. I try to use willow branches for aspirin. I try to use sage to clean my lungs and my house and my, all of that kind of stuff. I choose to recognize what I was raised on. Yes, I had a tough life, but I don't use that as a crutch and I'm sorry if that's a triggering word. I don't use that as a crutch to blame myself for my addictions or my dependency. on things. I don't use the trauma. If anything, I use those things as a stepping stone to raise my, my standards, to never go back to that again. I want to make sure that I'm always fighting to be better rather than getting worse. Now, I deal with my pain management, and I deal with my issues on my own in my own way. And I know those abilities aren't there for certain people, or the access to the trauma treatments or the counseling or any of that. I know that's not available. So I agree with you. They should be accessible. I do. But at the same time, it takes a level of willpower, and it takes and I'm sorry, this will probably trigger some people, but the virtue signaling when it comes to, I've had trauma all my life and poor me. We need to enable our people to be stronger, and we need to encourage them to think better of themselves instead of enabling that trauma to use it as a crutch or as a means to stay, in that rut that they're in. And that's just my opinion. Now, whether it's wrong, it's wrong. Some people might disagree. Some people might agree. But I've always used those kind of impacts in my life as a stepping stone. And those are personal experiences that I use for myself. And that's it. I give my opinions and I give my perception of things from my point of view. I encourage dialogue and I encourage conversations to see what it is like for other people on the other side. And I understand it. And my heart goes out to some of the people. But a lot of the ones that use it as a stigma of who they are, and that's what made them, and they're never going to change, and they can't change. Well, that I just find a government that is enabling people to stay in that I guess that bubble that they're in, if that's a good descriptive word. I don't see that as a positive. I see that as totally negative. We need to make people more accessible to knowing that they're stronger than that, they're better than that, and encouraging people to strive for the best.
How old are you? I'm just curious.
I'm 47.
Okay, I'm 44. You just sound like, to me, we are close in age, right? So like we grew up in a time where it was like we did fight the system. I'm just like, it's hard for me to listen to you sometimes because you sound like you have a lot of boomer takes, like I'm not saying it to insult you or put you down. It's just, I see one side of you and then I see another side where, like, I don't know. How do we know when we see people, like, you don't want to be judged on the things that people see you do, right? Like, not everything. I don't know you fully as a person the same way somebody really intimate and close to you would know you, right? So like, how do we know where people are at if we don't give them equity? If we don't just say, I'm going to meet this person where they are? Like, for me, right? You wouldn't think, I don't know. I think people look at me and they're like, oh, she seems like a pretty normal person. But like, you would be shocked to know all the illnesses that I have. And I didn't know this. I did the naturopath stuff and then went down that route, and I almost died. Like, I have a big blood clot blocking my liver, like all kinds of craziness, bone marrow disease, whatever. And like, I had my child taken from me from the church, like just a million different things. And like, when I meet people, the last thing that I want to do, like somebody in your position, right? Like, you hold so much power, even though, I mean, it's probably awful being in your position, going to court and whatever. I just like voting against our own best interests and saying things like the government, like, yes, I agree. The government's corrupt. I've always said that. I've been protesting my whole life. But to say that, like, I don't know, like saying like healthcare and all of these things are like corrupt, it harms people. Because I see there's like some people that follow you aren't able to like, they can't differentiate between the conspiracies, what's fact, what's not. And so they will follow you word by word. And like, I worry about those people, especially immunocompromised people who aren't able to decipher the information, because they're going to unalive themselves. Like, they're going to get sick. Like, they may need the treatment, they may need the medication, so I don't know. That was just the only thing I could hear. You guys were talking about harm reduction, so I just wanted to come up because
Sure. And maybe when nice, they're gifting you like crazy. That's awesome. Good job. My thing is, you know what, everybody can change and everybody can see things from a different point of view. And maybe I'll take from this a different perspective, and I'll be able to
Maybe I can look at it from a different idea, and don't think that I haven't. I have. I'm just a little bit more crass. Can you just mute? You got a
I'm
little
going.
bit of. Sorry. Is that you? Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm not trying to tell you to mute. I just, you know what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm just saying, like, there are things that I have beliefs in, and I'm just a little bit stronger in my outlook when I look at these things, and I think everybody should have that strong mentality. And sure, maybe I'm wrong. Actually, I probably am, and I'll admit it. I probably am wrong. But at the same time, to encourage and empower a society to be better and to help them in some way get their, get their power back and their ability to feel empowered. Sometimes it takes a little bit of a crassness or a little bit of a push or a nudge to poke that part of their brain to start thinking, you know what? Fuck this guy. I'm going to fucking listen to him. I'm going to fucking show him I'm better than that. And that's all it is. If it comes off in the wrong way, then sure, it comes off in the wrong way. It does. And I'm okay with that. But I can own up to when I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I'll admit it. So my thing is basically, I think people tend to use their problems as a reason to stay in that slump. You know what I mean? You're muted.
You know what I mean? That's okay, right? Like, people can do that. Like, a good example, Matt Venn, your biggest fan. I've never liked him, really. I've always had issues with him. And recently I went up in a live with him and I just said, because he's always mask shaming. He's always talking about, like, I hear people all the time talking about masks, right? Like, I have leukemia. I've wore a mask before COVID. I have to wear one. It's not. And so now what's happened with immunocompromised people is, like, we're targets for people to just harass and demean. So for the longest time, he was, like, making fun of people with masks. And so I talked to him and I was just like, dude, you're not, like, I'm a firm believer of you're only as strong as your weakest link. So if people keep stepping on sick people, shit's going to fall down the hill, right? Like, we're never going to unite and fight the system if we're stepping on our weakest members.
I'll say from my own experience, I'm not stepping on its weakest members. I could care less if you wanted to wear a mask, but I'll give you the information that the mask does nothing. That's all I ever say. I never harass people. I would actually avoid people wearing masks because my instant thought when I see somebody wearing a mask is that person's sick and I don't want to get sick. That is why most people were wearing masks under my impression. I don't look at it as stepping on the weaker group, but empowering that weaker group to not be weak and actually stand up and feel like they're, empowering themselves to be better and to get better and to hopefully find things that will, make them feel better and be better. I'll encourage that. Now, I'm going to say this straight from the heart. My words are my words, and albeit they're a little crass. That's kind of the Rickyisms I throw out there. It's kind of the online persona that I use because I know from my experience that encouraging people with kind thoughts and nice, oh, it's okay, it's okay. That enabled them to stay in that situation and manipulate and use that because it garnered them attention and it got them the focus that they needed because they were lacking something. Where in my field of work that I've worked in for so many years that, at a moment's notice, you can't have that weakest link in there. We could be dead if that's there. So encouraging people, I guess, albeit a little rough, a little abrasive, always got the most work out of them. I guess the most of their abilities out of them. It encouraged them to work harder. And that's where I come from. So I'm open to listening to other people's opinions and hearing it from them. And maybe I'll tone it down a little bit. I won't be so, abrasive.
And I never was intentionally being that way towards people. I guess it was more of my way of encouraging people to become just taking their power back. That's it. Don't wear masks in confined spaces. Actually, you wear self-contained breathing apparatuses in confined spaces. So, just so you know. That's it. And for you know what, Santa? I thank you. Thank you for opening my mind and showing me a different side of things, and I appreciate that. I do have to run. I have to go pick up my son. I have to go pick my son up from his mom's.
I will say to you, if you're going to try and like get yourself going and stuff, you do have the personality, like you do have the ability to pull in an audience. You just have to be willing to sometimes like just take the licks for a while, because there are a lot of people. If you want to bring people together, you're going to have to take some hits, I think. Just being honest.
Sorry, packing.
Taking a lot of
it's like
I believe
really
you.
cold outside. I had to put boots on my dog.
And that's why I have that rough exterior about me. And I don't put up with bullshit. That sucks. I wouldn't even I don't even engage in people when they slander me back. I don't even write a rebuttal. I don't comment back to them. I don't do any of that. I don't have time for that. My energy levels are zapped enough on a daily with what I handle on social media that I don't even want to have to deal with any of that. But at the same time, I'm open to looking at things and kind of revamping things.
Just start with immunocompromised people. Just start listening to them a little more, because we've been impacted the most during this whole thing. And like, it's really hard for us to try and articulate to you guys how harmful some of your rhetoric is, because we can't exist in society. And that's where I'm trying to like pull at your, humanity and just say like, give that a chance for a little while, just listen, hear us out. But I'll drop down. I'll let you guys talk. I just wanted to come up.
No, he's gone. He's gone. He got his 3K.
And you know what? I have no problems with breaking that barrier. No problems at all. I've actually looked at immunocompromised people, and I know a few, and I understand that plight. I do. And I've never, ever attacked people for being immunocompromised. But I also stand by what I stand by, and the fact that if I didn't want to put that into my body, that is my choice. And I'm not going to be forced that or denied. You think you're the most oppressed when you can't go to restaurants, you can't get on planes, you couldn't go to work, you couldn't do any of that stuff because I chose not to put that on.
I still can't. I lost my job. I can't work. I have cancer. Like, I can't do anything. I can't even go to the grocery store, and I'm scared because I have 2 blood clot disorders. Like, I'm talking sick. Like, I don't look it, but there are people like me that have, like, you couldn't imagine. And like, it's just hard. We're never going to heal if people on the, like, you gotta like have some humility. Like, we're around sick people, you gotta understand, like, saying masks don't work, it's really harmful, and it's hard for us to exist in society because everybody judges us and gives us a hard time. And it's like, fuck, I just want to live, man. I want to go to the movies and wear a mask and not have everybody stare at me because my son needs me. Like, I want to be able to exist, and it's hard. It's really hard.
It was interesting because his take where he said that when he sees someone wearing a mask, he assumes they're sick. I feel like that's a good reaction to have, because then he stays away from you. But that's a good reaction to have.
And I don't want people to not see me as a human. Like, I'm a person.
Yeah, but you don't want them near you.
Anyway, it's fine.
He's on the side of not going near you. So I mean, like,
I had to come up and at least try to say something that wasn't like combative, but like, just, we're all human at the end of the day.
100%. And I agree with you. And nobody looked at you as not being human. So not in my circle. Now, am I responsible for every other person out there, every Joe Schmo out there? No, I am not. I'm responsible for me at the end of the day. Now, I never went out and attacked anybody, and I never belittled anybody. And believe it or not, a lot of my friends are vaccinated, and a lot of my friends are seeing their complications now. And saying,
Chris Barber is back.
I should have listened to you, Pat. I should have listened to you, and I'm sorry that It's not that. I understand from other people's perspectives of this, and I do. And I'm actually an occupational health and safety and environment professional, so I understand immunocompromised people have to deal with a lot more things than the sick people. I get that more than people will even understand how much I get that.
That's awesome.
I
told everybody, Pat, that you're cool as fuck, and they didn't believe me, and they still don't believe me, but they'll believe me one day.
I'm going to put this out there right now. Anybody who is anything or wants to say they have anything to do with Freedom Convoy stuff or whatever, and they're attacking you or they're belittling people like that, they didn't have anything to do with the Freedom Convoy. They didn't. Because we had always preached right from day one, this is peaceful, and we accepted everybody, and anybody could have been taken part. So I do not encourage that, and I'll put this right out here on this live before I sign off, that, ladies and gentlemen, if you are doing that and you are belittling people, you are below that level that I can't hang with. I can't be at that level. My thing right now is I treat everybody with respect until you fail to treat me with respect. If you fail to treat me with respect, you're not going to get the respect back from me. So I'm entering this new realm of the TikTok world to show who I really am, to be that real Pat King that I say I am. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. That's society. But I do have enough heart that I can sympathize with people and understand, and I can get to the root of the problem and actually hear people for what they are. I'm not going to sit here and call vitriol or bullshit or lies and all these stupid comments that go on. I'm not that person, and I never have been. I'm not a troll. I'm actually a really good person, and I really just want to see the best for everybody. And we attempted to do something, albeit people had their opinions. That's fine, but I'm a good guy. And with that, Isaac, it's been fun. Senna, it's nice to meet you. Appreciate everybody and all the gifts.
I got you to 3K. Just remember that.
Pat,
I got you to 5.7K, so just remember that.
You'll be the one with 10K next time. This was the battle, like Pat, bro. You fucking welcome to TikTok.
Well, I just hope that we are able to break some barriers here and get past some differences. And know that people understand me a little bit different instead of doing what they've all been saying. And I don't even know who this Freedom is Hard guy, but you need some help. This guy needs to seriously go get some.
Dude, I got them all, bro. I'll deal with them. They're gonna come for me, not you.
Oh, look at that, Pat! You got some community guidelines violations. Go appeal.
Oh, you gotta step down.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
See, that's the cancel culture, man. See, they don't.
We'll talk about that later. I got the solution for you. I know.
Look at that. Look at that, though. Right? I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't called anybody out. I haven't called anybody a piece of shit or garbage or anything.
Nothing but respectful.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's how cancel culture works. They don't like it. The cognitive dissonance kicks in. They start screaming and yelling, and then they just go report.
It's kind of like McCarthyism. When they would go after
it's like kindergarten.
Anyways, I'm gonna kick you.
It's kindergarten. It's childish.
I'm gonna kick you.
I'm gonna kick myself, man.
All right. Have a good night, Pat. That was done, folks. Thanks, chat, for being complete assholes to him when I asked you not to. Okay, yeah, no, don't respect the host, don't respect the host. Chat. Fuck you, Rancher 18. I'm just kidding. Rancher 18, I remember you. I know who you are. I don't know who you are, but you look familiar. I haven't seen you in a long time. How it goes. I'm not a troll, no. I actually like Pat King. I always said I like Pat King. Was I fake? Did I lie to you? Hold on. I often say that we have a theme song around here, right? And let's just play the theme song while we talk to the chat. I agree with you, Buckles. What? One sec. Sorry, guys. My mom was upset about that. I'm just gonna snatch at my mom, but let's continue. Anyways, so how's everybody doing? How's the chat? How's the chat? Oh, testing. Nope. All right, one sec. Hear my voice. Hello. We can hear. All right. So, my question. Okay, TikTok scientist, you gotta come back up, girl. I'm sorry, bro. He doesn't like you. It's not my fault. Stay mad. Oh,
I can't stay. I'm just taking up space.
did she block me?
Who's
She
she?
blocked me.
Mom?
Shout out to Polychick, by the way, guys, for hosting the other live. Much appreciated. it's like, man, I can't be hosting like that. You can't have like them just trying to control the conversation. Fuck that.
I don't know. He
Have a
got in his
second
feelings
life.
quite a bit.
Have a second live. You guys had fun over there. Good job. It's like, who cares? It was awesome. That was awesome. Pat King has made his first appearance on TikTok, so let's appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It was something.
It's a party. This is my house. I'm just kidding. It's actually not my house. My mom just came to the door and told me to not put off any more party blasters.
Yeah, I saw that she was messing with the internet. That was kind of
She was
mean.
very. Hey, yo! Thank you for the gift. I love you, Transplender. You gotta come up here, bro. Transplender.
He'll
Come on,
bounce
boy.
down. You got a box filler.
Dude, Transplender and me, he got me warmed up for the day. That was a nice transition, yo. I actually appreciate that. Thank you, Stay
What's going
Mad.
on?
That was weird. I've never had somebody do such a beautiful transition. Shout out to Stay Mad.
Brad, what's going on, man? I saw you talking to Pat King. That's a pretty legendary guest you're having. Good for you.
Well, I mean, I don't mean like he made TikTok to come on here, so
You what? I made the TikTok just for you? How do you have that type of sway?
he said that.
So how did you come in contact with him?
Streamer power.
Streamer
Remember, I talk
power.
about streamer power, bro. And
Love it.
because I've been trying to get a hold of Pat King for like 6 months.
Cool. I've always had kind of a, I don't know, because I was part of the convoy.
He's
And
based.
he is based, but he also says stuff that I don't think he's a Fed. Okay, let's get this straight.
No,
But I think he says stuff.
Yeah, so does a lot of people. I know where you're going, and I don't mean to cut you off, but let me
Don't cut me
say
off. This is
one
your
thing
world.
before you talk, because this morning you did this to me, so I'm gonna do it to you. So let me talk. He has a different perspective on what you guys think that he's talking about. The white replacement theory, he's actually talking because he's thinking from the native perspective. Everybody's saying like, "Oh, he's not actually native," but he talked about it. He doesn't need the receipt to say he's native. But he thinks of it as colonizers. So he's base as fuck. I know you don't appreciate that type of rhetoric and stuff because you know you ignore that and you're like, oh yeah, I'm from Spain and I'm so awesome and I tell people to go back to Venezuela.
Love it. I love what you're doing. I love the wave you're surfing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just bringing the same energy you brought to me this
I know,
morning,
I
but
love it.
I'm also bringing the
This is
same
your
energy
world, and
that
I'm
you
all
brought to
about.
the Venezuelans this morning. Or no, sorry, Cubans. Who was
What
it?
was it?
Oh,
Was it
no,
Cubans?
it was the Syrians of all people.
Oh, the Syrian guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Fuck
pretty
you,
cool.
by the way. I mean, I didn't say that, did I? This is
Why are you
all
mad?
for
You gotta
entertainment
get to the root of
purposes.
your anger right now.
Yeah, I did it. It's all good. We're good, right, Transponder? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm half distracted. I've got a full battery on my phone, and that's really good news. So that should last like 20 minutes. If I can find my wife's earbuds, man. You know when you get the iPhone earbuds that come with the phone and they just work better than all the other ones?
Get the
That's the ones I'm talking about,
yeah, I
bro. Those are
actually have those
legendary.
right here. I have
Those
those
are
right here.
legendary. I can talk
And
over
those are from the
everybody.
backup. That's what I
Oh,
have
I
for
can talk
backup.
over everyone with those. This is
Well,
just
no, I could
light
talk over
crap
you with this.
microphone. I hate this
No,
one.
I could talk over you with this right now. With those, I could talk. Oh, that was cool.
Yeah, but you haven't had a strike in a month. I could use my PC setup as well, broseph.
I had a strike
But
once.
you know, some of us say words that are banned by the Chinese wardens.
Well, yeah, but you got to say this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, I got it, bro. We're working with it. We got the studio. Okay,
So
I could
how
be there
would
right
you
with
rate?
you. That's a
How would you
condenser
rate my
microphone. I'm
interview
an audio
tonight?
guy. That's a condenser
Not
mic.
interview.
Okay, it could get real
Isn't it
and shit,
nice
but I
when you
gotta
just
behave
let
myself for
the
30
guest
days.
talk, Transplender?
What's that?
Tonight, isn't it nice when you let the guest talk sometimes?
I don't know. I'm very narcissistic. I believe that my opinions
Mm-hmm.
are superior to most people's,
Mm,
and I've listened long enough. That's how I feel. I spend more
yeah.
time listening. I spend more time
Mm-hmm.
listening. By the way, I found the headphones, guys.
I
If you're ever
agree.
looking for your
I
iPhone
know.
headphones,
I oftentimes
look on the
when
ground.
I'm in the lives that you're in, you often do times listen for like 2 seconds. So
No, you're right, and you're being honest with me, which tells me you've been enjoying
I'm
some
just fucking
spirits
with you,
today.
bro. I don't give. I'm just fucking with you.
You're
Come
a,
on. Don't
maybe even a
play
three spirit
soft. Defend
today.
yourself. You're a morning person. I'm a night owl, right? So
I think I'm both. To be honest with you, I think I'm both. Like,
me
I
too.
have moments where I'll get really tired, but once I'm up, I'm up. If you wake me
Okay.
up at 4 a.m., it sucks for the first 30 minutes, but after that, it's like grow up, right? We should all
Yeah,
grow
I
up
think you
after the
need
first 30
Adderall.
minutes.
I think you need Adderall.
Yeah, but that assumes that I'm
Talk to
in
your doctor.
distress. No, but how do
No.
you assume I'm in distress? You're making a clinical
Sounds like you
diagnosis
have
of someone.
ADHD. Have you ever
It sounds
took
like I'm
Adderall?
laser focused. I talk
Have you
about what
ever
I want to
took
talk about.
Adderall?
No, never. I've never
Okay,
taken
so
any
I want to see
substance
you
other
take.
than weed
I
in
want
my
to see
life.
you do a trial run with Adderall, and do it for 2 weeks, and go live on TikTok the whole 2 weeks.
I think you.
I would see a change in
I will
you.
do it. I will do it for you.
Okay,
But
thank
I
you.
think you should try having faith in people that
You'll be like
what you
my
see
battle
on
buddy.
TikTok is not me in real life, my friend. That is completely different. My
Where are
wife
you
would have
from,
left me
Transponder?
in an hour if I talked the way I do to her that I do online. And she understands
Are you
that. Most people understand that.
Scientologist?
No, I'm an atheist who wishes to be Christian because I believe in at least good and evil, and I believe that they're the best
Can
at
you?
deciphering it so far.
Have you heard of my religion yet?
Your religion is probably something materialistic, self-absorbed, but it's half a LARP to kind of thumb your nose at the religious folk. Is that? Am I close? Am I warm?
Well, kind of, because it is a tax haven, but it does have deep meaning behind it.
Spaghetti monster, something cringy from Atheism 1.0.
Okay, well, I know that you only sit and you watch for an average of 50 seconds, and you scroll on and you come back
I'll
because,
sit.
you
I'll
can't
listen
avoid me,
sometimes.
right? Yeah, you
I'll sit.
can't avoid me.
So let me turn off my son playing video games on my computer here. He's turned the game Machinarium is a big favorite of theirs right now, so check it out, guys. But let me log out of that. Sorry. How have you been?
Yeah.
Have you been good? How was the Pat King talk? What were the highlights of it? We'll psychoanalyze me all
Too
you
much
want.
testosterone. I feel like I need some estrogen in the room.
Well, invite a lady on. I should be doing my own thing anyways. I've decided that I'm much better off talking to
Yeah,
strangers.
you don't like ladies, though, right?
I don't like, no, I'm totally gay. I only love cocks. The more I get, the more I want more. It's just kind of a Pringles, once you pop cock, you can't stop cock. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I've heard that saying before.
Yeah, it's an old wives' tale. So, how are things, bro? How was Pat King? How was Pat King?
I only have one more shot, and it's got a star in it. Let's...
What the hell?
So, he just got a age restriction for something. Transponder, please come back. That was fun. How's everybody doing? Standing White Buffalo, would you care to take the stand? That would be fun. I think that you guys got the wrong idea, Pat King. I said that from the beginning. I said from the beginning. We got.
I got a song filled with shit for the strong-willed. When the world gives you a raw deal.
Dude, I'm actually curious now because there was that one live. Okay, because we got 14 viewers, right? Which, oh, I know what it is. We're gonna reset. And thank you for the likes, but we're gonna do a reset because I was playing copyrighted music. So that's a big no-no when you get to this level. I can't do that anymore unless I buy it, which I will do. I will do that. But